foreskin. All right. So it verily profited physically. We're on right now. Okay. Let me give the intro real quick. Shalom, brothers and sisters. This is Israelite School of Biblical History and Practical Knowledge. We're here at 8524 South Braeswood Boulevard, Houston, Texas 77071. You can join us for class Monday and Wednesday from 7 to 10 p.m., Friday from 6 to 9 p.m., and Saturday morning classes 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. If you're in the Houston area, we always encourage you to join us here in class. According to Hebrews 10, verse 25, not forsaking the assembling of yourselves together, right? So we encourage you to be here, especially on the Sabbath classes on Saturday, where we have the Sabbath ceremony, the anointing. You get to do the prayers and hear the shofar being blown and things like that. It's a real spiritual experience. All right. We also have our classes in Albuquerque, New Mexico. So if you're out in the New Mexico area, this is for the YouTube audience. You can go to 501 Copper Avenue Northwest. Yeah, 501 Copper Avenue, NW, Albuquerque, New Mexico, 87102. We're also in San Antonio. We've been there for a long, long time at 4219 Centergate Street, San Antonio, Texas, 78217. All right. We have the kids' classes every Sunday at 10 a.m. or 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. All right, Central Time. So you can bring your kids through Sunday class. All right, just like you used to take them to Sunday school out in the world, you take them to Sunday class, they can actually learn something. And that's here after school. If you got any donations, we always accept donations. You can send those to the school address. If it's books, pens, paper, any kind of office supplies, the older the better on the books. All right, dictionaries, thesauruses, etymology books, Zondervan's Pictorial Bible dictionaries, Babylon to Timbuktu, apocryphas, Bibles, need all that. All right, so if you want to send that in, it's a great donation. Alms covers a multitude of sins, so that's on you, and we definitely appreciate it. For those that are giving already, much love, and thank you for that. If you want to give a monetary donation, you can hit up our Wells Fargo account. That's account number 101-580-6167. That's Wells Fargo, all right, under Israelite School of Biblical History and Practical Knowledge. I'm going to say it one more time. It's account number 101-580-6167. Sisters work on the garments every month. So if you want any garments made, you can hit up our Facebook page, Israel Wear, on Facebook, and they'll be able to go ahead. You can put in an order with them and have a custom-made garment made. Am I missing anything? Right. Oh yeah. And if you got any questions or comments during the course of the class, you can hit up the YouTube chat at the bottom of your screen, or you can call either Priest Kazakia at 321-960-8411. Or you got my number if you want to get your questions addressed right now in class. That's 832-941-2443. All right. So we're dealing with the question of circumcision. Sister got two sons that they're grown, right? Okay. So she got two sons that she's trying to find out, do they have to be circumcised? So we went through a couple scriptures. We went through Jeremiah chapter 4 verse 4. For that edification. We went through Acts chapter 17 and 30 to show that, no, they're not cut off from among their people right now, because at the times of the ignorance, the Most High winked at. But at a certain point, they're going to, either decide in themselves whether they're going to do that or not. And then as we come up as a nation, we're going to be circumcising our children. Now that we know, we're accountable. All right? And, so we talked about Abraham. Abraham was... he was circumcised in the heart, like it says in Jeremiah 4 verse 4. He was circumcised in the heart already, and the circumcision of the flesh was an outward manifestation of that circumcision. All right. So all the way up until Abraham was 99 years old, the Most High walked with him already, without being circumcised. See that? And then at that time, he said, "This is going to be the covenant I make between you and him." So it's not something that's going to get you cut off from among your people. But again, you're going to have to make that choice when you want to serve the Most High. That, okay, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and take on this outward this outward showing of my covenant. Alright? Now we're at Romans chapter 2, verse 25, just to discuss the circumcision a little further, alright?
Romans chapter 2, verse 25. For circumcision verily profited,
Go ahead.
if thou keep the law.
So again, it truly does profit. Alright? Like I said, just the cleanliness issue alone, and then at the same time, you're showing the Most High, look, this is what I'm willing to do to be converted. You understand? See, right now, we kind of have to do it in reverse. Right now, we've been in the filth of the world and everything like that. So now the Most High is like, show me something. Prove it to me. Prove it to me you ready to take on this life. You see that? So like the scripture say, let us not love in word and in tongue, but in deed and in truth. So now he requires a sign from you. Just like we always required a sign from him, now he requires a sign from you. Show me you're going to do what I want. Y'all see that? So this is one of those showings. Now, does it make you holy all of a sudden? You all of a sudden become just a spiritual being and you just do everything according to the Bible because your foreskin got chopped off? No, that's what the scripture's going to address right here, right? Because you have people, I have to say that because you got people to do that. I got circumcised. So what? You still out whoremongering. You know what I mean? You still out stepping off on your wife and kids and making sure you put all your money in the streets. You still not living according to the Most High's laws. Y'all see that? So it don't matter that you chopped off your damn foreskin. And that's what Paul's going to explain. Because he was dealing with that back then. He was having to write letters to churches like, listen, I hear y'all got dudes sleeping with their father's wife. What's wrong with y'all? Y'all running around circumcised and everything, but so what? Y'all committing incest. Y'all see that? Making little bastards all over the place, man. The circumcision got to be in the heart. You understand? So it got to be both now. Now okay, I'm in it. I'm circumcised here. I'm going to show it in the flesh. Y'all see that? It's just like when brothers decide they're going to grow their beard out. That's a choice they make. You know what? I've been shaving. I see the logic in not shaving. Then I see the scriptures that you're not supposed to shave. And I want to be a child of the Most High. I want to bear that mark in my flesh. You understand? But it ain't like every time a dude walks around shaved face, an angel loses his wings. You understand? It don't work like that. That don't affect nothing up there. You understand? It affects you and your relationship with the Most High. Because you're going to have to look at yourself every day, you know what I mean, your little smooth face. And you're going to have to say, man, I ain't doing what the Most High wants. You understand? I'm not proving my love to the Most High in the steps and the manner that he said to do it. See, on earth, you got a way to prove to your woman that you love her, right? In American society, what you got to do? You got to get on your knee. You got to throw a big ass diamond ring on her, right? You got to take her down the aisle, stand in front of some gay faggot preacher and say, I do. Right? That's how you show it here, right? There's, everybody be like, oh, I want unconditional love. There is no such thing as unconditional love, all right? Get that BS cliche out of your head. There's always a condition. If your woman, if you say you love her unconditionally, and she says, I love you back unconditionally, and you punch her in the face right after, guess what? Pack your stuff. She calling the cops on you. Right? Yeah, it ain't unconditional. I love you as long as you don't punch me in the face every day. That's a condition. You understand? Even dogs do that, man. You beat a dog every day, they're like, I ain't messing with you. They're going to run off as soon as they can. There ain't no such thing. As much as people want to be, dogs are man's best friend. They love unconditionally. Okay, don't feed them. They'll eat you in your sleep. See if they love you then. There's conditions on every level for love. You understand? And the Most High got conditions too. You say, if you love me, keep my commandments, right? So, what are his commandments? Shave your beard, circumcise your flesh. Y'all see that? You don't shave your beard, circumcise your flesh. Alright? Where you at?
Second precept.
Read it from the top.
Romans chapter 2, verse 25.
Huh?
For circumcision verily profiteth, if thou keep the law.
Well, wait. When does it profit?
If thou keep the law.
See the condition? If is a stipulation word, alright? It profits if you keep the law. Otherwise, you're just a shaved penis dude running around. You understand? You ain't nobody unless you keep the law with it. Alright? Go ahead.
But if thou be a breaker of the law, thy circumcision is made uncircumcision.
See that? Now, did it just grow back? Oh, I ate pork. My foreskin grew back. No, he's saying it don't matter now. You broke the law, so that the circumcision, you broke the whole covenant. Y'all see that? So it doesn't matter. Go ahead.
Verse 26. Therefore, if the uncircumcision kept the righteousness of the law, shall not his uncircumcision be counted for circumcision?
There you go.
Question.
And that's what we're directing with your sons, right? Okay, they uncircumcised, but are they keeping the law? Because in the Most High's eyes, if they're keeping the law, their circumcision their uncircumcision is made circumcision. See, it works in reverse. See that? If me being circumcised, I go run down the street and have sex with every hooker on descendant, I just made my circumcision uncircumcision. I look like some unclean Gentile. You understand? That's what kind of message I'm putting out in the earth. That I don't bear in my flesh or even in my spirit the covenant of Abraham. You see that? So that's the whole point right there. I think is that the end of that?
Yeah, it goes down to verse 29.
Oh, go ahead.
Verse 27. And shall not uncircumcision, which is by nature, if it fulfill the law, judge thee, whom by the letter of circumcision doest transgress the law.
Okay, read that again slow. But this is how Paul talks, man. You gotta come again.
27. And shall not uncircumcision, which is by nature.
Right, so naturally your foreskin is there, right? Go ahead.
If it fulfill the law.
But if a person is naturally uncircumcised, which we all are, right? But we fulfill the law, go ahead.
Judge thee.
Won't that judge you more than your foreskin? Won't that be the judge that you keep the law more than you have a foreskin or not? You see that? Go ahead.
Who by the letter of circumcision doest transgress the law.
See that? So if you're over here, okay, I went ahead and got circumcised, but you're still breaking the law, he's saying that's what's going to judge you. See that? Because again, nobody's looking at that. Nobody's checking. See that? Yeah, man, you don't eat pork, man, but let me zip down. Nah. If I go anywhere and say I don't eat pork, they like, what are you, Muslim? I'm a Hebrew Israelite. Oh yeah, y'all don't eat that. Yeah, you a Jew? Okay. They don't gotta check my foreskin. They know by my actions. You understand? When chicks come up, what's that beard about? Why you don't shave? Because I'm a Hebrew Israelite. We got a standard. We don't shave our face and we don't go down on women, so we don't need to be smooth like that. Oh, okay. They ain't checking for foreskin. You understand? They understand off my keeping of the law that I must be circumcised, at least here. Y'all see that? Where you at?
Verse 28. For he is not a Jew, which is one outwardly.
There you go. You're not a Jew because outwardly you appear to be a Jew. Your skin tone, your foreskin, your lack thereof, your beard, your lack thereof, or whatever. Right? Your fringe garments down to the floor don't determine if you're a Jew. He is not a Jew that is one outwardly. Go ahead.
Neither is that circumcision, which is outward in the flesh.
Right. Neither is the circumcision, which is outward in the flesh. That's not the determining factor. Y'all see that? Go ahead. Because the Egyptians got circumcised, right? And that what Kemet always talking about? Y'all got circumcision from us. I think you forgot about Abraham that came into Egypt and y'all was running around with foreskin all over the place. What about Shechem? We taught y'all how to do that. Go ahead.
Verse 29. But he is a Jew, which is one inwardly.
See, he's a Jew that's one inwardly. And, the churches like to use this, oh, we're all Jews. Oh, there's a nationality of a Jew. And there's a person that carries himself as a Jew as well. Just like you got cops, they put the badge on, they put the blue suit on, they go out and they shoot random people or they shoot everybody, and they're all scared and scared to do their job, so they just shoot first and try to answer questions later, right? That's not a real cop. You understand? That's a thug in a damn blue suit, right? But he got a badge on, and he got a gun, and he got a suit. That don't make him a cop. You understand? That don't make him a real policeman. It's like you got politicians. Does it make them a real governor if they don't govern their actual city or state? Nah, they just got a suit on and they live in a big house. Y'all see that? So what Paul is showing you is not that, oh, everybody's a Jew. No, he's showing you that if you're going to be a Jew, if you're going to look the part, be the part. You understand? Hold the standard of a Jew. Alright? The ones that hold the standard of a Jew, that's a Jew. Alright? Even in 325 AD, when John Hyrcanus came and converted all them Edomites to Judaism, those ones that got circumcised and kept the laws and believed in Yahushua, those were Jews. You understand? Those ones that went and stole our nationality and living over there in our land right now and know they own stolen land, those are bastards. You understand? Those are the ones those are not Jews at all. Y'all see that? Because that's not the standard of a Jew. Alright? Go ahead.
And circumcision is that of the heart.
See? Circumcision is that of the heart. Alright? Everything we do outwardly is a manifestation of what's going on in here. It's to set the standard. It's the dress code of a person who has already done the work in here, in his mind, in his heart. You understand? Alright, go ahead.
In the spirit.
Hey, and I know I say, do you understand or not? That's because this is a classroom. I get tired of seeing the comments and, hey, he always saying, you understand, you understand. We're in a classroom, damn it. I got to make sure people understand. Alright? There's no point in doing this, being a teacher, if your students don't understand you. So, there you go. Alright? And I'm not speaking legalese. I'm not making sure I have jurisdiction over them, so don't get all Illuminati on me. Alright? I just want to make sure that they get what I'm saying. That's finished?
La.
Okay, go ahead.
In the spirit and not in the letter, whose praise is not for men.
Wait, go back.
In the spirit.
Before that.
And circumcision is that of the heart.
Okay.
In the spirit.
In the spirit. Just like we read in Jeremiah 4:4, right? That circumcision is that in the spirit. Go ahead.
And not in the letter.
And not in what is known as the letter of the law. Alright? That, oh yeah, I went ahead and did my little checklist, so now I'm a Jew. Right, but did you do it with love? Because when I go to 1 Corinthians 13, if I circumcise myself, grew my beard down to the floor, put fringes that spiked out to the sky, it means nothing if I didn't have charity. See that? If I didn't have no love for the people I'm doing it for the Most High, for Christ, I did it for nothing. Y'all see? Go ahead.
Whose praise is not of men, but of God.
See? Like when you go to the doctor and he finds out you're circumcised, he doesn't like throw a parade and be like, yeah, this is a Jew right here. It's not about men. Alright? It's of the Most High. It's between you and the Most High. Even the act of circumcision is between you and the Most High. Nobody knows. Unless you freshly circumcised, you walking funny, then people know that. Right? But after that, who's going to tell? It's between you and the Most High. Alright? And your woman. That it?
Gone.
What else? In class and then online. Anybody else got any questions? Huh? It's a great part of the day. What's up? What? That's exactly how we're saved, by grace. What are they talking about? How do you show someone they don't have salvation by grace? That's the only way you get salvation. Somebody give me the definition of the word grace. You got a Bible on that tablet? Oh, I need to look something else. Who got that definition of the word grace? Man, I know it off the top of my head if you want, but
favor, good, will, kindness, disposition to oblige another as a grant made as an act of grace.
okay, say it one more. Sorry, one more time, a little slower.
Favor, good will, kindness, disposition
All right, so you got favor, you got goodwill, you got kindness, you got disposition. Go ahead.
to oblige another as a grant made as an act of grace.
Right, so you got disposition to grant favor to somebody, basically. All right, you're disposed to do that already. What else we got?
So another says appropriately the free unmerited love and favor of the Most High.
That's it right there. See that? The unmerited favor. You know what unmerited favor means? You can't gain merit. You can't like earn it. You can't like, oh yeah, I shaved my beard 100, or I grew my beard out 100 inches, and now I'm gonna get into heaven. That's not how it works. It's unmerited favor. You understand? But y'all get that? Alright, so it's unmerited favor. You can't just earn it. You don't just maybe run 100 laps and you get into heaven. It doesn't work like that. The Most High has favor on who He will. Y'all see that? He has grace on who He will. Now He's having grace on His people. You understand? Who got was it Malachi 3:22? Somebody give me that real quick. So that grace is the unmerited favor bestowed on a person by the Most High. You understand? That means you didn't earn it. He chose you. All right. There was nothing special you did. You were born into it. You were an Israelite, yeah. But He chose you because He saw something in you. And when you look at all our forefathers, that's what He did. Adam and Eve weren't the only two people on earth. He chose Adam, gave him dominion over everybody else, and then He gave him his wife out of his lineage. He chose them. Then through the Adamites, right? When you go down through their lineage, okay, Adam had Cain and Abel. Well, he didn't choose Cain. Cain killed Abel, and then Seth came along. He chose Seth because Cain was a damn murderer. And as you go on down the line, Eber, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, all the way down, there was a chosen. You understand? So and they didn't do anything to earn it. That's the whole point, right? They were born. Most High said, "I'm gonna do it with you." Y'all see that? Somebody else give me Romans chapter 9. What's that? That's good. What's that? I can't see. But Ephesians 2 verse 8. What was that scripture it's called? Malachi 3:22.
Yeah.
It wasn't that one. It was
Did you want Malachi 1 and 2?
Lamentations. Sorry, Lamentations 3:22. Well, let's read this one first, because this will go right with that question. Yeah, Ephesians 2 and 8. You can read it.
Ephesians chapter 2 verse 8. For by grace are ye saved through faith.
Right. See that? So, yeah, you can't prove to somebody that they're not saved by grace. That's the only way you're saved. There's no other way. You're not going to do anything to earn favor with the Most High. He said all your righteousness is as filthy rags. So there's no earning it. All right? You're saved by grace, right? Go ahead.
Through faith.
Through faith, through your belief, like Abraham. Go Go ahead.
And that not of yourselves.
And not of yourselves. You didn't get to choose to be chosen, right? You weren't the little nerd in class that rose his hand the highest, and then the Most High was like, okay, Bueller, come on up, right? That's not how it worked. Y'all get it? This is you were saved by grace, by the grace of the Most High. Y'all got that Lamentations? Was that it? Most High's mercies?
Yes.
Good.
Lamentation chapter 3, verse 22. It is of the Lord's mercies that we are not consumed.
Right. His grace, His mercy. Y'all see that? That's the only reason you're not dead right now. Dead in a drive-by, dead in an abortion, dead in a coke overdose, dead of heroin overdose, dead in the million ways in one that there is to die as a black and Hispanic man. You understand? You're saved by the Most High's mercy and His grace. There ain't no other way. If it was left up to the Most High, we would all be dead. The only reason He even had mercy was because of people like Moses and Christ. Y'all remember with Moses, he said, listen, move out the way. I'm going to make a new nation out of you, and I'm going to wipe them out. Y'all see that? So if it was about us earning it, we didn't earn it. Alright? The only reason we're here is by the Most High's mercies and His grace. Go back to Ephesians 2 and 8.
Ephesians chapter 2, verse 8.
Uh-huh.
For by grace are ye saved through faith, and that not of yourselves.
See that? You're saved through grace and faith, and that not of yourselves. You had faith in the Most High, He had grace on you, and that's how you're saved. What else?
It is the gift of the Most High.
It's a what?
It is the gift of the Most High.
That's your own personal gift?
It is the gift of the Most High.
Yeah, you earned it.
It is the gift of the Most High.
There it is. Alright, so there's no way you're going to convince somebody that they're not saved by grace. Alright? So on that one, if y'all was arguing it, you lost. That's it. Anybody else got any questions in class? I know some people came in later. What's that?
Well, I had one. I want to make sure. It's like Luke when Hosea was reading in Jeremiah. It was like well, it's 4 and I guess 16 through about 22 when he was like when
Luke
he
4
dropped
verse
the book,
16.
when he dropped the book or whatever. You know, he was reading. He was like, the day has been fulfilled.
Go there. Go there.
Oh, I was trying to find the part when I was just wondering because he looked at him or something, like, what does it look like when he dropped the book or something like that?
Hey, you gotta know, Christ was a bold and austere man.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. I was like, I know.
So whenever he gave a lesson, whenever he gave a message, he made sure you knew. He made sure that you understood he was speaking with authority. That he knew everything about that subject, right? And that there wasn't nothing else to say.
Oh yeah, he closed the book, yeah. I thought something like
Right.
I was just trying to see why, his facial expression, he did.
Yeah, I mean you have to be there, but you know,
yeah.
when they do that, when they close the books on you in court, that means your case is closed. You're done, right? So there's no arguing. There's no debating. That's one thing that people like to do today. They like to debate every damn thing. Imagine if we just did that. You know, as soon as a brother came in and we already read the scripture, look, these are the scriptures that show you that Esau is the so-called white man. And here's the archaeological, anthropological evidence. We pulled up one of the little cave beasts out of the ice and see no man look just like him. So there you go, right? Case closed. That means we're not arguing no more. This is over. Go sit in the back. Y'all see that? This ain't Facebook where you get to actually say something. And that's what Christ is doing with that. It's like, okay, that's it. We have one online? All right.
What was the reason for having the tree of good and evil?
What was the reason for having the tree of the knowledge of good and evil? We got to deal with the Most High on that. What you got?
Go to your apocrypha. Go to thy Apocrypha. And you're going to go to. Let's see here. So I touched on this a lot, and we've been over this question a lot also. So we know that the Most High created, right, righteousness, right? He created man to be right, but through their inventions and through their heart, they called evil to them. Now we put that in the Apocrypha many of times. So when you talk about this subject, why are those things there? Why was the good and evil there? Because that's what you're asking. Why is the good and evil knowledge there? Well, the evil knowledge is now there because men called it to them. That's what the scriptures say. Well, you got it? You got that one? Okay, pull it. I wasn't going there, but go ahead.
Wisdom of Solomon chapter 1 and verse 16.
Uh-huh.
But ungodly men.
Okay, you got to read up a little bit, bro, Chacho.
Wisdom of Solomon chapter 1 and verse 16.
Go ahead.
But ungodly men with their works and words.
Read up a little, my bro.
Okay,
Bro, homie.
It's,
real quick, the page number is 58. 58 in the Apocrypha.
Go ahead, read up.
verse 13.
Yeah.
Wisdom of Solomon chapter 1 and verse 13.
Uh-huh.
For God made not death, neither hath he pleasure in the destruction of the living.
Right, so the Most High never intended, sin wasn't supposed to be there. You see that? Death wasn't supposed to be there. Go ahead.
For he created all things that they might have their being.
Go ahead.
And the generations of the world were healthful.
Uh-huh.
And there is no poison of destruction in them.
There was no poison of destruction in them. That was the intention. Go ahead.
Nor the kingdom of death upon the earth.
Right, so nor the kingdom of death upon the earth. We know that death comes through sin, right? Sin comes through the knowledge of wickedness, right? So just along with your question. Go ahead.
Verse 15, for righteousness is immortal.
Right, so righteousness is immortal. So just to show you that was the original intention. For you to be immortal, for you to be righteous, for you to live forever. Go ahead.
Verse 16.
Uh-huh.
But ungodly men with their works and words called it to them.
But ungodly men called the spirit of death, destruction, all the drugs, the gang banging, the murderers, the killers. That was these thoughts and this negative, they called it to them. So, because the Most High didn't intend for us to die, He wanted us to live it forever. Right? Go ahead.
For when they thought to have it their friend.
But they thought to have the negative their friend. You see that? So if you want to say this is a learning process, you could say that too. You could say the reason the Most High did it is because for Israel, for us, the earth, the world, man, the righteous man to know what not to do. For us, what we not to touch, not to deal with. Because look, I created you immortal, but now you go ahead and touch something. I went over a class on this, and we were talking about specifically about the woman and what she already had, right? So if righteousness is immortal, she already had happiness, joy, peace, love, her husband there. She already had all that, right? So we had all that. That was intended for us. But now, because through her lust and her pride, and she called this to her. You see that? So this is where now, okay, you didn't listen. Now you're going to learn the process of what death is, what negative is. You see that? Now, that's why the righteous are learning. He said, set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and cry for all the abominations done in the midst thereof, right? Well, everybody's not sighing. Everybody's not crying. Some people are what? They're content and happy. They're just fine. We're bugging them. We're bothering them.
My knowledge of self has me. I'm good.
Right, I'm good. But that's not the case. The Most High is showing us what crack babies are. The no unity, no love, right? Hatred, murdering, adultery, all these sins. The Most High is showing the righteous that what it is to hate, what you should see in everything in this world to hate. Therefore, you got scriptures like hate the evil, love the good, right? So if righteousness is immortal, then what is hate? What is negative? What is sin? Death. So why did the Most High do it? It's obvious. Same reason why you tell your child not to put his damn finger in a socket, you know what I mean? Not to pick up a hot iron or whatever, right? You tell them, and then what happens? They do it, and then you tell them what? Didn't I tell you? Didn't I tell you? But sometimes that child what? Does it again. And again. So they got to learn what death is. Our people, the world is learning what death is, especially the righteous. But so you got these equations in there we learn from the scriptures. We're learning what death is. We're learning what destruction is, right? But also the Most High is seeing the ones that love death and love life. That's what the scriptures tell us, right? Choose ye this day life or death. Right? He that loved death. There you got ones that love death. Ones that love life. You see? So this is the process the Most High has us going through now. Because remember, you made the choice. You called it to yourself. Y'all see that? Where's that other one?
It's Ecclesiastes chapter 33, verse 15.
Go ahead, read that.
Ecclesiastes chapter 33 and verse 15.
Uh-huh.
So look upon all the works of the Most High.
So look at every work of the Most High. Your question is why was that there? Why was the knowledge of good and evil there? Go ahead.
And there are two.
Start at 14.
Good is set against evil.
There you go. Go ahead.
And life against death.
Right. So everything is created like that. Right? Why? The Lord is a man of war, but remember, it didn't have to be that way. Technically, according to what we just read in wisdom, right? Technically, it didn't have to be that way. But you called it to yourself. So now that you call it to yourself, as a father, the Most High is looking at us, okay, you called it to yourself, now let me see what you're going to do. I'm still going to give you the option of life. You see that? So read on.
So is the godly against the sinner.
So you got good against evil, godly against the sinner. Go ahead.
And the sinner against the godly.
Read.
So look upon all the works of the Most High.
Go ahead.
And there are two and two.
Go ahead.
One against another.
But why? And that goes right back to the question. Why is there good and evil? What was the point? Why? So now we can turn it around, and we can only see this now. Because in retrospect, we didn't see it. We can see it now what death does. So why are there good against evil? Because that way you can look at the evil and say, nah, I don't want none of that. I don't want that. You know what I mean? Pimps, drugs, pushers, dope heads, crack babies. I'm good. That's why in the kingdom, it says that me and Yeshua was going over it. This is one common scripture he constantly pulls on me, where it says in the kingdom that it says Zechariah, Zephaniah about them. If your child try to speak any other thing, or the parents was going to bring him out and kill him.
Oh, God.
You know, and that's the thing, that's the truth. That if in the kingdom, the first person that try to do wickedness, bro, you're gonna be brought and destroyed. Why? Because nobody's gonna want nothing to do with no negative. You see, we gonna be like, we don't want to go back to being slaves and the servants and the footstools. We gonna be like, listen, we gonna snip this in the bud right here and there. Y'all see that? So that's why, man, the Most High, He shows us through all these scriptures, there are 2 and 2. Good is set against evil, right? But why? Because so we can hate the evil and love the good. Go ahead.
Verse 16. I waked up last of all, as one of the gathered.
All right, that's it on that. There's another one I put also. It says, it's in Ecclesiastes 2. It says, or is it, wait, it must be Ezra's. Just on this one. It says I have no, it's in Ecclesiastes. I put it the other day. It tells you about the senses, and then he says basically the man has a choice. He has a decision. He has a choice to make. It's right there on my brain. But if you can find it, find it real quick.
It says before man is life and death, and when the light shall be given unto him.
You can go to that one. Go to that one, but there's another one. What is it?
Ecclesiastes chapter 15, verse 16.
Verse 16? Okay.
Ecclesiastes chapter 15 and verse 16.
Yeah, 14 is actually it. 14 is it. Yeah.
Ecclesiastes chapter 15 and verse 14. He himself made man from the beginning.
Right.
And left him in the hand of his counsel.
Right. So, because a lot of people use that scripture, the Most High directs his steps. Oh, the Most High direct my steps. No. It says the righteous man's steps are guided by the Most High. You understand? That means that because his mind is guided by the wisdom. But you got to be careful because the Most High direct his steps don't mean, oh yeah, the Most High made me do wickedness. The Most High made me be a fool and move foolishly. No, he didn't. The righteous man's steps are guided by the Most High. You see that? It says, though he stumble, he will not utterly fall. That's how you know he's righteous. You see that? So, when you look at here, the Most High is telling you, he left us to our own counsel. He left you to your own mind. He left Adam and Eve to their own mind. You have the choice. You have the choice. You have the decision. To what? Hate the evil, love the good. Y'all get that? Go ahead.
Verse 15. If thou wilt to keep the commandment.
Right. If thou wilt, if you want it, you will do what?
Keep the commandment.
Go ahead.
And to perform acceptable faithfulness.
Go ahead.
16. He has set fire and water before thee.
Right.
Stretch forth thy hand unto whatever thou wilt.
Right, and that's where, where you would go into 2nd Ezra 7, fire and water on one side, and you have to make the decision, you have to make the choice. Y'all get that? So, pertaining to that question, when you look at how the Most High tells us, like, okay, righteous is immortal. He created you to be immortal, but you called it to you. That means you what? You made the wrong choice. You see that? You made the wrong choice. For what though? For you to understand really what it is to be a negative, to be hateful, to be angry, to be bitter. We was talking about that today. It was I was talking about my rib. I was like, women are always angry as hell. They're like, dude, you don't understand why you get ulcers, why your weight fluctuates, why you get sick all the time. It's like you're just angry all the time for no reason. You're like, you can't find a happy place, and you got to learn how to find that happy. Let me say this: not all women, majority of them.
Immature.
Yeah, it's like you kill yourself, but because you let that negative sit there in you. And that's what we're supposed to be learning about, hating the evil, loving the good. But
And if I could say this is, well, let's get that Isaiah 45 to 7. You said? Read that, and then I want to explain something.
Verse 17. Before man is life and death.
No, Isaiah 45 verse 17.
I'll let you continue where I was at.
Isaiah chapter 45 and verse 17.
Oh, 45 and 7.
45 to 7. Right.
I form the light and create darkness.
Now, light and darkness, are they good and evil? I'm saying, does either one of them have like a good attribute and a evil attribute? Right. See that? So he's giving you that. Then there's a colon, right?
right, you know why that's important that he brought that out? Because now they're saying that evil was created first because darkness was here. That's darkness is in dark outside, not as in darkness as in evil.
Right. Go ahead.
This is Isaiah chapter 45 and verse 7. I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil.
Go ahead.
I, the Lord, do all these things.
Right. See, the thing is we attribute certain things to things the Most High used as tools. Light and darkness are tools of the Most High. Good and evil are tools of the Most High, right? An explosion, right? If it happens in the World Trade Center, everybody tripping, right?
John.
True.
John.
But if it happens in outer space and all of a sudden planets are made or whatever, like they think is going on out there, then that's a good thing, right? When you have your little synapses explode in your brain, that's you having thoughts, right? So when that happens, that's a good thing, right?
John.
So we attribute based on our judgment of things what's good and what's evil, but they're just tools. They're just things. You see that? So when we look at when the Most High put that tree of the knowledge of good and evil, that's what he used it. He knew the knowledge of good and evil because he knew where he was going to set one thing against another. You understand? I have to put land here and water here, right? One against the other. I have to put air here and earth here, one against the other. He set things in a certain way. It didn't make them good or evil. But the problem was when we got into it, when we got into that knowledge of good and evil, then we started making stupid choices with the good and with the evil. Because he said he made everything to be good, but we sought out many devices. We made many inventions. He created cannabis, right? The cannabis plant, you can boil it down, get the oil off the top, and you got arthritis or you got some kind of ulcer or you got this and that. You take the oil and you eat that or you drink that, put it in your tea,
Right.
and you feel better,
Right.
right? But what did we do? We decided to smoke it and kill ourselves. See, we made bad choices, and then we attributed, because we made the bad choice and it did bad things to us,
Right.
now we attribute that as evil.
Right. Thine own wickedness shall correct you.
Right.
And we touched on that the other day about the wicked inventions of men. Right? So you started to call you made these wicked inventions. So now what you created or what was created for good now is evil.
Right.
Yeah.
But in the beginning, like Christ said about divorce, he said in the beginning it was not so.
Yeah.
Before y'all went and polluted the waters, it was fine. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Lightning wasn't evil until you were like, oh, lightning. You know what I mean? No, lightning creates oxygen.
Like we talked about we always talk about the rainbow.
Right.
Like the rainbow's not wicked, but now wear a rainbow shirt.
Oh, no.
You know what I mean? Like think about it.
You say, oh, no, but that's a covenant between us and the Most
Yeah,
High.
that's not wicked. Listen, it says Ephraim was they wore a lot of coats of many colors.
Right, Joseph, right.
Joseph, right? So once again, you wear a coat of many colors now you're gonna attribute it. It's like they do with the Star of David. They attribute a star. Think about it. A star in the heavens as evil.
Right.
The Most High made everything just. But it's the way you look at it. You know how they say you got a dirty mind?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, they make those innuendos that might sound sexual or whatever. Why? Because that's the way you think. That's the way you're thinking about it. See, but everybody we know, the just knows that, nah, I ain't bound to no star. That's you. You know what I mean? Like a Nike sign. You know, because when we talk about signs and the symbols and all that, right? Like a pyramid. A pyramid's not wicked.
Those were altars.
Yeah.
When you go back to the scriptures, when Jacob built his, that was an altar to the Most High.
Listen, they said there was pyramids on the moon. Who the hell's building those?
That's what they
Hey,
was.
who were building? They said they found pyramids on the moon.
Pictures?
Yeah, they got pictures of pyramids on the moon. Now, once again, we know the white man ain't been to the moon, but they trying to fly over there. Or if you have a good enough telescope like them, you could see on the moon. So, but think about it. If there's pyramids on the moon, what are they, wicked or not? See, my point is this. That's stupid. Pyramids ain't wicked. Just like this building ain't wicked unless we was all in here sacrificing to demons. This building's not good unless we're doing the will of the Most High in it. You see that? So this is the concept that brothers and sisters online, the petty minds, they don't understand. There ain't nobody worshiping no damn stars. You look at it like that because that's what you worship. I don't care if they were doing it back then. We had many images and pictures in Solomon's temple and gold laid everywhere and angels all around, right? But it wasn't wrong to have those things unless you bow to them, unless you praise them. So, but once again, these cats don't understand that therefore they think they're like the sole persons that stand up for righteousness. Oh, you got the Star of David. I mean, you don't even know what that's about. And if it was, who said the stars were to be wicked? But only a wicked man. You see that? What?
I was just gonna say, like they say, they'll look at the pig and be like, it's evil now. But
Yeah, like the pig's evil. Because they don't understand. The pig is just a fowl. But did we have pigs? Yes, we had pigs because they were for what? They were to eat the garbage. It wasn't they were wicked like we banded all the pigs of the earth into a quarter. But this is how they think. They don't got no sense, man, because they ain't been taught. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what, I'm laughing at this because I was telling my aunt about that, like not eating the pork, right?
Right.
She said, what's wrong with eating pork? Everything God made is good. I said, I didn't say everything God made wasn't good. Yeah, it was good. The pig was good. It was made for a purpose. That's why it was good.
There you go.
But is it good for you to eat?
Right, exactly. It's not good
said,
for you to eat.
Well, I don't understand that. It said God said everything God made was good. So
That's when you got to show them common sense. You got to be like, okay, metal's good. Let's go put this blade in your neck. It's good. God made it. Let's put this fork in your eye. You know what I mean? No, that's just crazy. Well, yeah, exactly. Exactly. Everything that God made is good for its purpose.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Titus chapter 1, verse 15.
Somebody get up.
I got 1 and 15.
God.
Titus 1, verse 15. Unto the pure all things are pure, but unto them that are defiled and unbelieving is nothing pure.
See that? So if you're pure-minded, matter of fact, get us Psalms 82:6 real quick. If you're pure-minded, then those things are going to be pure. You're going to look at the stars and see, just like they were created to do, oh, those are ornaments in the sky to light the sky. The Most High made those. They're good. You're going to look into the heavens like David did and praise the Most High for those things. You're not going to fall on your face and worship the star because it's brighter than you. You understand? To the pure, all things are going to be pure. And see, that was the problem is when you deal with the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, it was pure. What defiled Adam, what defiled Eve, was they defiled themselves before they ate from the knowledge of tree of good and evil because they chose to do it. When they chose to step out against the Most High, that's when they were defiled. So when they ate the fruit of the knowledge of good and evil, now they became, like it says, like gods, knowing good and evil. But because their mind state was now defiled, that they turned away from the Most High, now the things that were evil, that the Most High just used as tools, they use them for evil to do evil.
There you go.
You understand? To do negative things. Just like I said, we have the knowledge. Read Psalms 82 and 6 real quick.
Psalms chapter 82 and verse 6. I have said, ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High.
So what did Satan tell Eve? You'll be like gods, knowing good and evil. He said you'll be like him. That's why he don't want you to eat it. Well, no, the thing was he always wanted us to be like him. He said all through the scriptures, be you holy like I am holy. Be you perfect as I am perfect, right? That's what we're striving to be, like gods. But the thing was we defiled our mind state toward him and then went and ate from the knowledge of good and evil. If we stayed righteous and never made that choice, at some point he probably would have gave us that. He probably would have said, listen, now you're going to use these tools that I use. You're going to create like he did with Christ. You understand? But we defiled our mind state against him. And then we knew good and evil like he did. So what did we do? We were gods, but what? Read on.
But ye shall die like men.
But now you're going to die like men. Why? Because you called death to you by sinning. By making the choice to eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil.
Right. Now you do it. You partaking in it. That's good. No, that's good. They partaking in it.
Yeah. But see, and it's like all the examples we brought up. It's like, okay, that weed plant, it's good. There ain't nothing wrong with it. Tobacco, it's good. There's nothing wrong with it. But when you, with your defiled mind, go to the tobacco leaf and say, I'm going to light this on fire and inhale the smoke.
Right.
You're an idiot and you're defiled. Your mind and conscience is defiled. When they made the atom bomb, when they learned how to split the atom, right? Okay, well, you could have used that for good, but what'd you use it for? To burn the flesh off of like 100,000 human beings just like you. Well, that's not what it was intended for. That's not what the Most High is using atom, hydrogen destruction and things like that. He's not using fusion and all these things in the sun.
Right.
He's using that to light the way for us.
Yeah.
And keep us warm. But what did we do? Oh, we know how to deal with atoms too. Let's blow up people. We already had dynamite, but it doesn't blow up enough people. It doesn't blow them into tiny little particles. It only blows them into chunks.
Right.
We need to really refine this. See, we chose the most negative part of the evil. And instead of using it as a tool, because, again, what we call evil is just a tool. Right? Instead of us using it as a tool that it was created for, we turned it to evil. Y'all see that? Because of our defiled mind state.
Let me get one right with that. Ecclesiastes 39. This one we always pull too, but it goes right with this topic, this question. Ecclesiastes 39 verse 25.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 39 and verse 25.
Uh-huh.
For the good are good things created.
Right.
From the beginning.
There you go. So good things are created from the beginning. From the beginning, everything, every herb of the field is right for its purpose. For the good. See? So, like I said, and we always say, the same fork, you can sit down at a table. We seen some mob movies. You sit in there, what's Joe Pesci? He picked up the, what he picked up the?
Ice pick?
No. He picked up the pin. Remember when he was in the bar?
Yeah.
That was a pin, right? He grabbed the pin, something to write for, and stabbed him in the neck multiple times, right? But a pin's not for that. See, it gets, when you look at things, you can see the reality and how much negative people, negative mind, the wicked destroyed. The wicked inventions of man. Go ahead.
So evil things for sinners.
Right.
Verse 26. The principal thing of the whole use of man's life are water, fire.
Right, and we went through these. They destroyed the water, right? They used the water for their. The black man created a steam engine to travel, right? To move vehicles, right? But trains and cars, right? But the so-called white man used oil. You see that? So one man used it for its right purpose. Then you got the other man use it to destroy the ozone layer, to destroy the environment. You see that? So water, and like we said the other day, they pissed in it, drugs in it, all kind of defilements in it, right? When we used to do what? We used to go pee outside, doodle it to the ground, it's done, right? Huh, Mary? You used to do that back in the days, right? That's right. That's common sense. You know, she's old enough to know that. Go ahead.
Fire.
Right?
Iron.
Right? So, same thing, same principle. Go ahead.
And so. Flour for wheat. Honey. Flour of wheat.
Right?
Honey. Milk. And the blood of the grape.
Which we talk about liquor. That blood of the grapes is good until you do what? You go overboard and you're a damn drunk. You're waking up drinking. Go ahead.
And oil. And clothing.
Yeah. Hey, listen. You might think that right there doesn't have none. That's like clothing. Well, back in the days, like the one brought up before, and you can go online and check it out. The high heel was made for a man. It was made for a man so he can get his feet in the horse and be locked in there a little better. The high heels. But now it's a woman thing, right? You see that? Now I don't know. That was during the what? You know, during 1400s, right? But you gotta think about. I wouldn't wear no damn high heels any damn way. But that's Esau. You see that? They take everything out of its natural course, man. Clothing. You know, now you have to be like, no, slim fit, loose fit. You know what I mean? Extra tight. You know what I mean? Skinny jeans. You gotta be able to. You can't just walk in and grab a pair of pants no more. You might grab a damn spandex. You understand? Being a dude. I'm serious. Listen, there's guys in the gym that wear that. You know what I mean? There's grown ass men. I seen a 7'4" Negro. This nigga had on skinny jeans. Now he wasn't 7'4" slim. His ass came out all the way about 7'4". And this nigga was wearing damn skinny jeans. They take the clothing and turn it to evil. Right? Now you know a man by the way he walk, talk, dress. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 27. All these things are good to the godly.
Right. So all these things are good to the godly. Just the point he was bringing out. Go ahead.
So to the sinners, they are turned into evil.
So to the sinners, they're turned into evil. Read on.
There be spirits that are created for vengeance.
So when you turn them into evil, guess what's for you? The Most High prepares something for your ass. He prepared something. He's like, okay, you want to dwell with that side? I'm going to give something to you. I have these spirits waiting for your ass. That's why they be sitting in a dark room doing a damn pentagram, burning themselves, talking about Satan, I summoned you, right? I bet you these spirits be laughing their ass off. Like, anytime now, let's get this cat. Like, you want Satan? Here. Rah! They just get ripped the hell to pieces. Have you seen those movies? Remember that one? It was a bootleg one about the white dude. He went to go and see how, prove that this was a lie, and it was a recent one, man. It was a recent one. It wasn't. Yeah, no, it wasn't Conjuring. Yeah. It was like a bootleg one, but his point was to show that it wasn't real, and he called all these spirits to him. So this is what the Most High is saying. You use these devices on earth, and you use them wrong. Guess what? I got spirits waiting for you. Go ahead.
Which in their fury lay on sore strokes in the time of destruction.
Go ahead.
In the time of destruction, they pour out their force
Uh-huh.
and appease the wrath of him that made them.
So y'all see this, right?
Gone.
Con?
Gone.
No?
Gone.
Go ahead.
29. Fire and hail and famine and death, all these were created for vengeance.
That's why you got you smoke cigarettes, you get cancer. You get cancer. Now they're finding out the effects of getting high too damn much. That gives you a form of cancer. That messes up you, gives you throat cancer. What was the other thing they found from marijuana? There was recently in Colorado. It's an escalation. I seen. It was an escalation of some type of illness that they said has went up like 100% in Colorado.
It's something that deals with their stomach.
Something that deals with the stomach, huh?
They have like really, really, really bad stomach pains.
Right. That's what it was. Yeah, but it's gonna start revealing because they're using it for wickedness. The punishment is gonna be there. Yeah.
You gotta think of it off the jump. When you get the munchies, you don't run around looking for carrots.
Right.
You know what I mean? You don't run around looking for seaweed and kale. You know what I mean? You sit and you wake up in a damn pile of Cheetos, your fingers orange, your you know what I mean? You got Mountain Dew all over the place and you know what I mean? Y'all know what pothead food is. It ain't healthy. Y'all see it? So okay, yeah, you done smoked and got rid of your cancer supposedly, right? That's what they say they're using it for, to get rid of that cancer. Okay, but then you done ate a whole processed meat hot dog, 3 pizzas and a bag of Cheetos. See that? So now your colon's all messed up and your whole system's all messed up. It ain't healthy for you.
You create cancers in other parts of your body.
Right. Y'all see that? And then, on top of the fact that when you do the research, we didn't use it for that. Y'all see? So, all these things, again, on that knowledge of the tree of good and evil, that other thing, I wanted to hit that second Ezra 7.
Alright, but we gotta finish this. Check this out.
Oh, yeah.
This goes right into the points you were just making. Go ahead.
Verse 30.
Uh-huh.
Teeth of wild beasts,
Right.
and scorpions,
Right.
serpents,
Right.
and the sword,
Read.
punishing the wicked to destruction.
Yeah, the Most High said these things because you use the things of the earth, His purpose for the the things of the earth, the righteous purpose. You use them out of that purpose. Go ahead.
31.
Uh-huh.
They shall rejoice in His commandments,
So the Most High sent these spirits. Go ahead.
and they shall be ready upon earth
Uh-huh.
when need is.
Right. So there's no angels disobeying Him. Most High is ordering these spirits. Go ahead.
And when their time is come,
Uh-huh.
they shall not transgress His word.
They're not going to transgress His word. Read.
Verse 32.
Uh-huh.
Therefore, from the beginning, I was resolved
Uh-huh.
and thought upon these things,
Read.
and have left them in writing.
Uh-huh.
33. All the works of the Lord are good.
All the works of the Lord are good. Y'all see that? All the works of the Most High are good. Go ahead.
And He will give every needful thing in due season,
You see that? He'll give you what you need in due season. Go ahead.
so that a man cannot say, this is worse than that.
You see that? Everything was created for the good. Go ahead.
For in time they shall all be well approved.
Right. See, everything that the Most High has created in its purpose, you'll see where the good come from it. If you're righteous. If you're righteous. And if you're wicked, you'll see where the wicked comes from it too. You'll be able to see it. You'll be able to say, oh, now I know the repercussions of being a homosexual. I know the repercussions of going down on a woman. I know the repercussions of going down on a man. I know the repercussions. Because I get jizz in my mouth 200 times. That's not going to be good for my throat. You understand? That's real. See, and you don't know it until what? till you get throat cancer, till you get do you get the herpes inside your esophagus. Read.
Verse 35.
Uh-huh.
And therefore praise ye the Lord with the whole heart and mouth,
Go ahead.
and bless the name of the Lord.
See, everything will be revealed in its time. If you were doing wickedness with this or righteousness with it. So you better watch. Y'all get that?
Done.
But I know we kind of went into depth. I mean, you got more on that?
Just a second.
Yeah.
We talked about it.
Yeah, yeah.
Get it?
No, I mean, let's go to the next one if they got another question. Go ahead.
What does Genesis 2 and 25 mean? They were naked and not ashamed because they didn't sin yet.
You got a different version there, but
Read it. Read it in the scriptures.
Genesis chapter 2, verse 25. And they were both naked, the man and his wife, and were not ashamed. Right. So when you deal with when you read up in that story, it says that the Most High, he basically closed up and set the flesh thereof, and that's talking about the act of sexual intercourse. And when you have sex, you get naked. Now, when they did it, they're showing you that the act of sex was not a sinful act. They weren't ashamed of what they did. All right, because I know the church told you Adam and Eve were just walking around butt naked, unashamed. They were just Balls Johnson dads all over the Garden of Eden. You know what I mean? They weren't doing that. They had clothing. All right, we just read it. All the things necessary for a man's life. All right. Food, water, shelter, clothing. So they had clothes on. They had the things necessary for a man's life. But at this juncture, they had just had sex and they were naked. And they were not ashamed. They weren't ashamed of what they had done. Because it was a natural thing.
Right.
All right.
Right. That's why it goes down and tells you, and it also uses that terminology again. I forgot. I know it's in 3. When it says, and then they were naked, and they were verse 10. 3 verse 10. Yeah. Go ahead.
Genesis chapter 3 and verse 10.
So remember the symbolism in Genesis, the second 1, 2, and 3. You have to understand that it's symbolic. Go ahead.
And he said, I heard thy voice in the garden, and I was afraid because I was naked.
Right. Now I'm going to come back and understand that what I was doing was wrong. What I was doing was off. What I was doing, how I was thinking, how I was feeling, was not the right way. So, in one instance, he's talking about, because naked, the symbolicness of that is, when you're naked, if you were to stand out in front of everybody, you would be ashamed. You would be seen, right? So one minute they're doing something, and they're not ashamed of it because it wasn't wicked.
Right.
And then the next minute, they're ashamed because they knew they were what? They were exposed. They were doing wickedness. Y'all get that? Okay. So yeah, we go over all that when we go over Genesis 1, 2, and 3. We go over this like every 6-7 months. There'll be a whole fresh new brothers and sisters that come in every 6 months. So we got to go over it again and give it another 4 months, and then we'll have a whole new. Yeah. So you had something else? Okay. So any other questions? Go ahead.
In Matthew chapter 1, verses 19, was he thinking to put her away because they weren't found, as stated in Deuteronomy 22, verses 28 to 29?
Right. They were when it means found, it means that. Let's go there. So because I know what he's talking about. But I don't know if everybody else knows what he's talking about. But go there. Found is talking about known. It's known amongst the people. Okay, this is known. Okay, that's your woman, right?
Like in the case of Joseph and Mary.
Yeah, like in the case of Joseph and Mary.
They weren't found.
They weren't found. So your question, yes, you're right. They weren't found. It wasn't known. So he was like, let me go ahead and hide her out. And then he was like, the angel had to come back and say, don't worry about all that. keep following through with what you're doing. Go all the way with it, because this is your wife. Y'all get that?
Con.
All right. So when it says found in Deuteronomy, it just means known. Y'all get that?
Con.
People know. Okay, they're married. Y'all got that, right?
Con.
All right. So what's the next question?
Are birthmarks a sign of leprosy according to the Bible?
I haven't read that, unless it's a leper's birthmark.
Yeah, it gotta have a thin yellow hair growing out of it, or it gotta be like, it gotta have like a boil. Just a discoloration, then it tells you that it's clean. Like, what's it, skull? It's called a skull or something like that. But when you go on the laws of leprosy, and it talks about when you go down, if somebody look that up real quick, about the thin yellow hair. But when you go down through the laws of leprosy, it tells you about discolorations in the skin. And sometimes it's just a birthmark, and sometimes you're leprous. But usually there's a hair growing out of it, or there's a sore, or something like that, and that makes it leprous.
Want to get the law?
Is it?
It's 1930.
Let's see. Yeah, you can do that. No, 28. Yeah, 28.
It's Leviticus chapter 13, verse 28.
Leviticus chapter 13, verse 28.
Start at 27.
Verse 27. Say, how we have it?
Con.
And the priest shall look upon him the seventh day, and if it be spread much abroad in the skin, then the priest shall pronounce him unclean.
So if it's a spot that spreads, then he's unclean. If it keeps going, like Michael Jackson had that vitiligo, 1 minute he was black, next thing you know, all his skin pigmentation was gone. You go from splotchy to all your pigmentation gone. All right, that's vitiligo, which is leprosy.
Right.
All right,
They renamed it.
yeah, he's unclean.
Damn.
All right, go ahead.
It is the plague of leprosy.
There you go. So these are the laws concerning the plague of leprosy. That's why I brought this out. Go ahead.
Verse 28. If the bright spot stay in his place,
I said a bright spot. This is how you know Hebrews was dark skinned. Alright? Because the white man, his whole body's a bright spot, right? So we was dark skinned, but if you had a bright spot, go ahead.
and spread not in the
And
skin,
it didn't spread in the skin, what you call a birthmark. Like I got that on my face. It doesn't spread. Alright, one side of my face is lighter right here. It's like a splotch. That's not leprosy because it doesn't spread. Y'all see that? Go ahead.
but it be somewhat dark, it is a raising in the burning. It is a rising in the burning,
Okay.
and the priest shall pronounce him clean.
Right. Go ahead.
For it
Yeah,
is.
right back to that question. That might be a birthmark. He's clean,
Mhm.
right?
Uh,
It might be just a rising in the skin, right? You might have a stain on your flesh, but that don't mean that you have leprosy.
Like my son, he got what the doctors call it, a strawberry patch. It's like a little red rising up. It's just like that. It's like a
Right.
little red spots right here, and they rise up, but they don't spread. It doesn't go all over his body, so he's not like leprous, have measles,
Or
mumps,
cancers or whatever.
Yeah. See that? So they will pronounce. They will say, okay, no, he's clean. He just got a birthmark, what you call a birthmark now. Go ahead.
For it is an inflammation of the burning. Verse 29.
All right.
If a man or woman have a plague upon the head or the beard, verse 30, the priest shall see the plague, and behold, if it be in sight deeper than the skin, there be in it a yellow thin hair, the priest shall pronounce him unclean.
Right. See, so if you had a yellow thin hair, right, growing out of your skin, if you had it on your beard, you get some people get bumps or something like that. If you had that, but a yellow thin hair was growing out of it, you was unclean. You had leprosy. All right. There's different types of leprosy. All right. So this is things like this. So we gotta understand that the Most High already, he already put everything in this category for you. All right. So if you have a birthmark, no, you're not unclean. If it starts spreading and the rest of your body starts becoming discolored, or you start getting splotchy everywhere, you got AIDS or vitiligo or something like that. You know what I mean? Because that's what you get with AIDS. You get a purple discoloration. At first you think it's a bruise, and next thing you know, you got one over here, and then you're on your face. And
Oh, really?
You know what I mean? Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Before they start, giving you pills where you can treat it and it will go unnoticed. The Most High gave a warning sign to your body and turn your whole damn body purple. Like what's her name on Chocolate Factory? The Charlie and the Chocolate Factory turned purple, right? He gave a warning sign for everybody else not to mess with you. But see, what does Esau do? Oh, we're gonna give you a pill, make you look normal, so you can go spread AIDS all over the planet. They do that stuff on purpose. Y'all know that, right?
Yep.
They do that just for experimentation's sake, man. Kill all parts of the population, make those medical bills go up. Yeah. They try to reverse what the Most High gave as a warning sign. Yeah. What's that, sis?
Son-in-law, his hand is spotty. It pink. His skin is shady. Some parts of his Bible, his skin is shady. Like, it's pink, the skin's coming off. It was spotty, like brown and then pink.
Yeah.
Bang.
So
that's what that is. Yeah.
that's
It's a type of leprosy. It's what, like I said today, they call it vitiligo. Like Michael Jackson, his skin started doing that. And so what they do is they either bleach their skin and try to just make it all look like it's normal, or they go, take some pill or something like that. But
kind of shame of it. It's spotty.
he got to deal with the Most High.
Yeah.
He got to pray and repent, because that's when the Most High, when you read in the scriptures, that's when the Most High would hit people with that.
Let me say this though. Listen, we went over this the other day in Deuteronomy. Most High said the plagues of Egypt, we're going to get on you. We're going to pursue you, chase you. So somebody asked the other day, is AIDS a curse? Yeah, every disease is a curse. But
Especially if it's sexually
Yeah.
transmitted.
yeah,
You know what I mean? The first commandment was be fruitful and multiply. So
Yeah.
why would he curse that? You know what I mean? Why would you get a disease from that?
yeah. So I'm saying that just what she was saying to that, he didn't, you don't know what he did, but he definitely got to pray to the Most High and try to get that off him and go to the doctors. Do they got anything for vitiligo? I don't think they can stop that, could they? I don't think they can stop vitiligo, huh? Yeah, that's something to look into, but yeah. I mean, Michael Jackson didn't stop it, and he had billions. So, alright, so we got that. What's the next one, sis?
Why does the Most High refer to himself as she or her in Zechariah 1 and 5 to 17?
Zechariah 1 and 5. Let's go there.
Zechariah 1 and 5.
Zechariah 1 and 5. Y'all got it?
That was actually
What?
Ecclesiastes 1 and 5.
Ecclesiastes 1 and 5 or Zechariah? They probably typoed that.
It says, why does the Most High refer to himself as she or her in Sirach?
Oh, it's Sirach.
Oh, and Sirach.
Ecclesiastes.
Oh, Ecclesiastes 1 and 5. Oh, that's not. No, that's talking about wisdom. That's not talking about the Most High. The wisdom was referred to many times as a woman, because the scriptures would tell you to desire wisdom like a woman.
Right.
So, yeah, it wasn't referring to the Most High. Read it.
It's Ecclesiastes chapter 1 and verse 5.
Uh-huh.
The word of God Most High, actually the word of God Most High is the fountain of wisdom. And her ways...
No. Wisdom of Solomon 1 and 5, right? Read 1.
Ecclesiastes.
I mean, Ecclesiastes 1. Read verse 1.
All wisdom coming from the Lord,
So that's the topic. All wisdom come from the Most High. Go ahead.
and is with him forever.
Uh-huh.
Who can number the sand of the sea
Right.
and the drops of rain?
Right. Which wisdom did, right? Wisdom counted out the drops of sand. Go ahead.
And the days of eternity.
Right.
Who can find out the height
So,
of heaven?
so wisdom knows the days of eternity. Wisdom can count out the days of eternity, which we know wisdom resides with the Most High, right? Go ahead.
Who can find out the height of heaven
Uh-huh.
and the breadth of the earth?
The breath. Uh-huh.
The breadth of the earth and the deep
Uh-huh.
and wisdom.
Right? See, remember the prophecy in Jeremiah said if you can go to the bottom of the ocean or you can go to the heights of heaven that the Lord will do away with the children of Israel? That's why they're trying to do that. But we are finding out the only ones that know that is wisdom. There's no way you're going to possibly be able to go to the heights of heaven. First of all, what heaven? And what level of heaven were you talking about? And what depth can you go to? You see that? So every time you try to go to the heavens, if you try to reach into heaven, first of all, you can't do that, right? We're finding out. Then, if you want to know about what heaven of heavens, so it's unachievable. Wisdom only knows that. Go ahead.
Verse 4.
Uh-huh.
Wisdom has been created before all things.
Right. So that's the topic. Wisdom. Go ahead.
And the understanding of prudence from everlasting.
The understanding of how to be wise. Go ahead.
The voice of God Most High is the fountain of wisdom.
Right. So the voice of the Most High is the fountain of wisdom. Go ahead.
And her ways are everlasting commandments.
Uh-huh. Right. So her ways is referring to wisdom. So wisdom was referred to when you read in Proverbs, Ecclesiastes a lot is referred to a woman because wisdom was to be desired like a woman. Y'all get that? It was supposed to be wanted like as though it was a woman. And speaking from a man, these men that are speaking about women, speaking from their perspective, they're wanting you to love wisdom as if it's a lovely woman. Y'all get that? We got to find that too. But was that it on that? So yeah, he's not talking about, when it says her, that's talking about wisdom, not the Most High. What else we got?
In Hosea chapter 1 verse 5, what is the bow representing?
And y'all can write this down in that wisdom one too. Is Wisdom of Solomon 7 verse 22 through 25.
For she's the breath of the power of the Most High? Right.
Because it tells you, for wisdom, which is the work of all things taught me, and then it goes down and tells you she is the breath.
Right.
She is the right. So that'll give you a little, for instance, that wisdom is referred to as a woman.
Right. Hosea 1 verse 5. Somebody hit me up with this today. Ray. I'm sorry, man.
That's his question.
I've been running around all day, brother. I'm sorry about that. Got a flat. Yeah, right before I got here. My bad. Right. 1 and 4. Right, so if you read verse 4.
And the Lord said unto him,
Uh-huh.
call his name Jezreel.
Jezreel, I'm sorry.
For yet a little while,
Mm-hmm.
and I will avenge the blood of Jezreel
Uh-huh.
upon the house of Jehu,
Upon the house of Jehu. Go ahead.
and will cause to seize the kingdom.
Wait, I'm sorry. Let's start from okay. 2. Start from 2.
Hosea chapter 1 and verse 2.
To get a little better understanding what you're reading here. Go ahead.
The beginning of the word of the Lord by Hosea. And the Lord said to Hosea, Go, take unto thee a wife of whoredoms, and children of whoredoms. For the land hath committed great whoredom.
Right, so he's telling him to do this because you got to think about, this goes back to how brothers try to determine what they're going to do as prophets, as teachers, as leaders. You're like, you know what, bro, I'm not down with that. This cat had to take a whore as a wife. Just because the symbolism that it was gonna make for Israel to be known that you're whores. Yeah, but you see what they had to go through? Ooh, Ezekiel ate doo-doo bread.
That's the shame.
Right? Who walked around naked? Isaiah? Isaiah walked around naked. Ezekiel was going to eat human doo-doo bread until he said, Lord. He said, Lord, I can't do this. I'm righteous. Moses said, okay, listen, get some cow dung. You're going to make cow dung cakes. You're going to eat some doo-doo cakes. You know, I wonder if he like slimmed it down to a very small percentage. Hey, but listen, we be thinking we going through something, man. This man had to marry a whore. You know, I know that ain't something strange these days.
And then take her kids.
Uh-huh.
I guess, and then take her kids?
Yeah. Go ahead, read on.
Verse 3.
Uh-huh.
So he went and took Gomer, the daughter of Debleam, which conceived and bare him a son.
Uh-huh.
And the Lord said unto him, Call his name Jezreel, for yet a little while, and I will avenge the blood of Jezreel upon the house of Jehu.
Right.
And will cause to seize the kingdom of the house of Israel.
Right.
Verse 5. And it shall come to pass at that day.
Why? Because the Most High is showing symbolically that Israel is wicked. Right? That Israel's off. Go ahead.
That I will break the bow of Israel in the valley of Jezreel.
Right. So I was gonna if I'm correct, they go to war. But the bow represents, in this instance, is just talking about when they go to war, the Most High is going to break that power. They're not going to be able to go to war. So the Most High stripped them. Like it says in Deuteronomy, we shall flee 7 ways. Right? So that's what it's talking about. Just that at that time, when you go to war, that bow is going to, your bow, your defense is going to be destroyed. Because you're adulterous. You're a hoarder. You're a nation of whoredom. Right? Goes back to what we touched over the other day in Jeremiah 3rd chapter. So, yeah, that one's the easy one. Any other questions? What we got?
Why does the Most High speak to other churches' pastors that are not in their truth, but they're still very successful ministry, like T.D. Jakes, Creflo Dollar, Kenny Copeland, and many others?
You know, the question is, are they successful? You know, remember that. Are they successful? This is why, let us show you about the wicked. Go to Psalms 73, my brethren. And then go, give me the one that says that. Right. Get that one out while he's getting it. Go to Psalm 73. Because the question is, are they successful?
Psalm chapter 73 and verse 12.
Read that.
Behold, these are the ungodly who prosper in the world.
Oh, he jumped straight to the point on you. He wanted to hit you right in the jaw real quick, like psh, psh. Read it again. Read 12 and then we're going to jump back.
Behold, these are the ungodly who prosper in the world.
Right, go ahead.
They increase in riches.
Right, so everybody that has money is not a blessing. So let's get it right. Everybody that has money is not a blessing. Even I was reading over that the other day in Ecclesiasticus. remember, the scriptures say riches are not comely for a niggard. Yeah, a greedy person. A niggard is a greedy person. Okay? I know what we think niggard is today, but back in those times, a niggard wasn't a black person, it was a greedy person. But the scriptures is showing us, you think they're successful because they're big and they got a lot of people. That doesn't determine success. The Most High, Christ rode with 12 apostles. As quick as it said, the multitude followed Christ, in the next verse it'll say the multitude left off from following Christ. So guess what? He broke even. He broke even. So you can't determine it you can't determine success or righteousness by riches. And that's what the scriptures was showing us, even with Christ. I'll find it. It's in my brain. But jump down to verse 2.
Verse 2.
Uh-huh.
But as for me, my feet were almost gone.
Right.
My steps had well nigh slipped.
Right.
For I was envious at the foolish.
Right. Go ahead.
When I saw the prosperity of the wicked.
Wait a minute. The wicked are going to prosper? Yes. The wicked are going to prosper. This is why David had to check, Asaph. He's saying, I'm looking at the wicked and they're prospering.
Right.
That's how we look at it too. We're like, what the? It's like you're doing the work of the Most High. And the list of 2 Corinthians 6 and 4. You're rich but poor. You know, right? Revelation 2:9. Thou art rich. Where at? We're not rich.
Right.
Why? Because the wicked get blessed too. But who are they getting blessed by? What do you think when Christ was taken up in the mount and he said, listen, all this world I'm going to give you if you bow down and serve me. Right? There's so many places I'm going with this. What did the apostles, when they had houses, I'm using this, vehicles, whatever they had in success, what did they go do with that?
They gave it up.
They gave it up. He says, we have given up all. They distributed. It said in Acts, the 2nd chapter, they distributed amongst each other so that no one had nothing less or more. Everybody broke even, right? So, let's take a look at, the Creflo Dollars and the Benny Hinn's and the all these so-called preachers. They're not living to the standard of the scriptures. They're not living to that standard. So, your perception of what success is based off of what religion told you. When actually, I want you to go back to Moses. Hit back to Moses. Go to Moses. Go to Hebrews. Was it Hebrews? Choosing rather to suffer with his people. Let me show you, and then we'll read out why he's getting that. Go ahead.
Sir.
That's why you gotta say where you at. Break.
Verse 4.
Uh-huh.
For there are no bands in their debt.
Yeah, you look at the wicked, you're like, damn. That brother and sister left, they smoking weed on Facebook. He's got brand new hair tracks. You know what I mean? Brand new cars. They popping bottles like, I'm having a good time without y'all. All y'all niggas doing that work of the Most High. I wish you were here.
Right. Make it rain.
Right, they doing all that, but going home and what? Dying inside.
Crying.
You know what I mean? Lonely. Why? Because the next guy she topped off didn't want to be her husband. The next girl he hit off, guess what? Still had no respect for him. You understand? Like, the achieving of success never was determined by money.
Right.
Go ahead.
Verse 5. Actually, second precept. But their strength is firm.
But when you look at the wicked, you know what I mean? The cockiness. When you look at the shoulders, it's back. They're like, yeah. But that's why I like Trump. because he's the epitome. He's the epitome of the devil.
Raise them up.
He's the epitome of a cocky Caucasian in power. Like, I admire him. I'm like, damn, you real. You're not trying to hook. You know what I mean? What was it? Aziz. Have you seen Saturday Night Live? Go to YouTube when you get a chance. And Aziz, the comedian, the little Elamite, he's funny as hell. This cat was like, he was like, y'all gotta. He was like, Trump came in. He was like, now he said the lowercase KKK came out. He was like, you gotta start. He said you gotta go back to hiding. He said you can't just be coming out. You know what I mean? And let everybody know who you are. He said do like before. Go back and hide. This was on Saturday Night Live. I was like, oh. Yeah, you know, he's smoothing it out with "We Are the World" type of talk. But you know, my point is that that's what Trump's about. That's what the wicked are about. Trump is really in his power, and he's standing there. He got his whole elite of billionaires and millionaires. Right. That's what every president was supposed to do. That's what America was supposed to do. They were supposed to put chains on you, put you back eating out of a dog bowl, because this is their power, right? This is their last time, right? See, well, you know where they messed up? They messed up with letting you drink out the same fountain. They messed up with that. They messed up with letting Martin Luther King have a voice. They should have been killed him before he even ran his mouth. Because now look what we got. You got black billionaires. You got black millionaires. You got, now they're coming out, the 3 black women that help get them into the, you know, in the stratosphere, not out of space, right? But help them get up there, right? You got to think about this. So, success, are we determining it off of the wicked? Are we determining it off of what they have? Shit, Lil Wayne got money. You know what I mean? Oh, no, wait a minute. How about one better? T.I. He gets on Facebook and kicks knowledge here and there. He's like, he'll tell you straight out, all these niggas is fake up there. But that's what makes you righteous? Wow. Right? So we gotta check the mind of what your determination is of blessings. Go ahead.
Verse 5.
Uh-huh.
They are not in trouble as other men.
Yeah, because if you're looking at this through a mirror and turning this around to the world and seeing they are not in trouble. Right. You're doing righteousness, trying to do the will of the Most High, trying to keep the commandments and the laws. You can't pay your light bill on time. Right? But you see the wicked, it's like the ones that gave up the will of Christ, they did the opposite. They first seek the kingdom on earth, then seek the kingdom in heaven. That's what they first did. And that kingdom is through that mighty dollar. I gotta achieve, and the way I'm successful in life is through money. Right? That's what they did. Right? What you got in Micah? You got the one in Micah that for hire real quick?
Micah chapter 3, verse 11.
That's yours. Right?
Micah chapter 3.
Go ahead, Micah 3 and 11.
Micah chapter 3, verse 11. The heads thereof judge for reward, and the priests thereof teach for hire.
Right, so that's the whole purpose of these so-called preachers nowadays anyway. It's a money scheme. That's how the way you know is because they train up the next dude, the guy under him, and next thing you know, he goes off and he starts his little church so he can make money. You know what I mean? That's the thing. It's not about them teaching the word of the Most High. They rarely open the Bible. And when they teach for reward. They teach so they can pass that plate around. You understand? And buy that big bus and bus in more people from out of states and out of the city and bring them in and take their money.
Because think about it. If it was really about the success, right? It wouldn't be determined off how many rich or how many people. It would be determined off how many people they're taking care of. How many people they're taking care of and creating jobs and creating in their communities, right? How many of those pastors are doing that? It's rare.
they never teach you. They never want to teach you the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Because you'll lose half your audience right there.
There you go.
You lose half of them tithes and offerings right there. Y'all see that? You start talking about you can't be gay.
That's
There
it.
you go. That's most of the damn audience, especially at Eddie Long's church, right? You
He's
said that-
dead. He's dead now.
Yeah, that AIDS got him. Go ahead.
I was saying the same thing.
And the prophets thereof divine for money.
Right, they divine for money. Oh yeah, I see you. You're gonna be a great man. You're gonna be a great leader and all this. Why? So
There's somebody in here tonight. I'm sorry.
So you put more of that money in the collection plate. That's all that is. Was that it?
Yet will they lean upon the Lord
Right.
and say, "Is not the Lord among us?"
See, they'll lean on the Most High. They'll lean on that name. That's the definition of taking the Most High's name in vain. They'll lean on that name, and then they'll say, "Ain't the Most High with us? Because I got a nice car, I got a nice suit on,
Right.
I got a big Colgate smile, right?" Then they'll say, "Oh yeah, the Most High is with us because of those things." And you can't be fooled by that. You can't be fooled and think the Most High is with them just because they got money. They took it from their audience. Ain't none of those people got a member in their audience is richer than them. Because people that are richer than them are not as stupid as their audience. You understand?
Right.
They know not to go to no preacher and throw their whole paycheck in the plate and hope for a blessing because they paid for one. Y'all see that? And you know what they do is they bank off the pride of dumb niggas. All right, a dumb nigga will go to the store. He'll pay $400 for some Jordans and swear they make him jump from the free throw line, even though they don't do nothing for him. But he'll say it and defend it to the death. Why? Because he's a dumb nigga. He spent all that money on them shoes, and now he got to defend why he did it. You understand? He got to defend why he ain't got no lights in the house, but he got some J's on. And that's what happens at church. They put so much money in that plate, and they do all that to impress everybody, and they make sure sister so and so's looking at them while they throw their $100 in there. Why? Because why do they keep going to that church? Because they know ain't nothing being done for them but them losing money. They know preacher ain't never been to their house and helped counsel their wife and help make sure their kids are in order.
Oh, they
and
was
make sure
counseling
they
their wife. Oh, they was counseling them real deep. I just seen it on World Star the other day. This nigga is pastor in Atlanta. I think it was in Atlanta. Got busted. The husband came in. He was in bed naked with this brother's wife from the church. So they be counseling them, all right.
What's that?
Yeah, they really get me with the woman. They tell you, my brother and sister Johnson is making today, but they left their ties. They really can't go down.
Yeah. What's that?
Boy.
This is scripture. I don't know if it actually will point. Ezekiel 22 and verse 25
What's that?
about dishonest gain from the priest.
Go ahead.
This is Ezekiel chapter 22 and verse 25. That's pretty nasty.
Oh, it's nasty.
22. Yeah, Ezekiel chapter 22 and verse 25.
Go ahead, read it.
There is a conspiracy of her prophets in the midst thereof, like a roaring lion ravening the prey. They have devoured souls. They have taken the treasure and precious things. They have made her many windows in the midst thereof.
Yeah, that's exactly on point. I mean, that's all they doing is what they call fleecing the flock, right? They going in there making sure, hey, you need to give your last, and they always make sure they go to the scripture about the woman with the 2 mites, right? They don't tell you she wasn't giving it to the church. She was giving it to her nation. They don't tell you that. You see that? But they always want to go there because they want you to give your last dime. They want to bleed you dry. Y'all see that?
Where was that at?
This is Ezekiel chapter 22 and verse 25.
Okay.
Verse 26. Her priests have violated my law and have profaned my holy things.
There you go. They violate the law. Joel Osteen sitting there, homosexuality is of God, right? That other faggot with the dreadlocks, talking about it's a gift from the Most High. And he a preacher. That's using the Most High's name in vain.
Right.
You understand?
John.
Why? Because they know them faggots got money, man. Them faggots be running around in Louis Vuitton, Gucci, and all that. They getting that money.
Right.
Y'all see that? Because the society caters to that.
John.
You understand? So they gonna make sure they get that money. That's why they profane the laws of the Most High.
And let me say this, and I'm only bringing this up because this should be the example. I'm only bringing this up because to show you what we should be doing as a nation. All right, we're nobody special, but a brother, somebody gave alms the other day. I went and took those alms and gave it to somebody else that needed it. You know what I mean? My point is this, that's what the hell we should be doing. The success should be determined on brothers and sisters. You know what I mean? On everybody eating. Not just one brother, not just two brothers. You see what I'm saying? That's how it should be. You know, so it can't, I don't know how you can determine that they're prosperous. They're prosperous in a worldly mind state, but there's a lot of wicked niggas. There's niggas that slaying more. Think about it. These niggas was making $1 million a day back during what's that? The real Rick Ross. They was making $1 million a day, drugs, killing their people, destroying lives. So is that success? So how the hell are we determining that the church is a success? That's crazy. Go ahead, though. I got a lot.
And have profaned my holy things. They have put no difference between the holy and profane.
See that? They don't put no difference between the holy and profane.
Right.
Oh, everything's okay to eat. Yeah, you tell any Christian that you ain't supposed to eat certain things, all of a sudden they biblical scholars, man. They know exactly what chapter and verse to go to and everything like that. I'd be like, okay, well, show me anything else. Show me the story of Gideon. I don't know.
Right.
But as soon as you start talking about their pork, man, they know exactly.
They are right. Oh, that's in Timothy's, yeah.
Yeah.
What the Lord made clean.
Right.
You can eat that. You're all,
they know precepts, Timothy, Acts, right? And then you try to show them, oh, that's just how you interpret it.
Right.
See that? They don't put no difference between the clean and the unclean. Even the Most High did it. So it don't make sense that you don't do it. Where you at?
Verse 26. Neither have they showed difference between the unclean and the clean, and have hid their eyes from my Sabbaths, and I am profaned among them.
See, they hid their eyes from his Sabbaths. Now instead of Saturday, now you're doing it on Sunday. Right? Now you worshiping on Sunday, worshiping that sun God the Romans gave you.
Right.
See that? You're not worshiping his Sabbaths. Go ahead.
Verse 27. Her princes in the midst thereof are like wolves, ravening the prey.
Go ahead.
To shed blood and to destroy souls.
Right. That's the whole purpose of it. It's to destroy souls.
That's hard. That's 22, 24 on down?
Yes, sir.
Damn.
Yeah, the whole purpose of that is to destroy your spirit, man. The government sets that kind of stuff up because it keeps you broke. It keeps you making sure you go to work and do your 9 to 5, and then you drop half. You already got a fifth of your check taken out in taxes. Now the preacher gonna stand up there and guilt trip you out of the other four fifths of your check.
Damn.
You see that? Then what? Then you right back in the hamster wheel, do it all over again Monday through Friday, hit the club, right? Give that to the government. After you pay taxes, give that to the government, and back to church and give it all back.
Now,
in the church,
that's
is
financially.
giving it all to the government.
That's financially. How much more are all these people that go into church dumbed down? You said the government sets it up. How much are they dumbed down to where they get together every year and vote for a president? They get together and vote for the damn president.
Yeah, the preacher sit up there and give a whole sermon on why you should vote for whatever political party. Why do you think the president sit up there with the church leaders all the time?
God has appointed him.
Because the church leader's going to go sit down there and tell the people, like, thus saith the Lord, vote for Trump. thus said the Lord, vote for whatever guy came in and put more money in the collection plate.
Right.
Y'all see that?
That was a sign.
They go to them first. They go to your church leaders. They go to your community leaders, your so-called civil rights leaders. They got them all in their pocket, man. That's why Trump invite them all to luncheons and everything like that. And who do you invite? The rappers. He invite the church leaders, all the ones that got influence over those people. You don't still like they said. You don't see Trump in the hood.
You know what? I said this a few months back. And the fact is this is even at the same time, because we're pointing out they're talking about success and we started talking about finances. The thing is that those people in those churches supposed to give because they believe in it, right? It wasn't about that you weren't supposed to give. It was about what the pastors were doing and how they're not looking about for everybody. If you're the pastor, you have flock. Your flock don't really understand. You were supposed to be the one to take care of the flock, to distribute it. You see that? That's what was supposed to happen. So, as we talk about finances and them giving and everything, because the success is supposed to be determined on all of us, the weakest link, physically and spiritually. But that's hard to get Israel to understand that anyway, because they've been battered and abused in the world. So it's hard to come in and even establish, because a person would say, well, how the hell do you guys get things done? Yeah, 90% of the time by the sweat and blood off of our own back, right? But it would be easier if we had some of those church mentality people to give, right? But that's the double hit we take. We gotta deal with the people that have been hurt and abused, and now we gotta be conscious to say, you know what? If you can give. Like I said at the Passover, right? We don't want nobody to think, oh, well, you know what? If I didn't give no lamb for the Passover, I ain't coming. That's not how you're supposed to be. But isn't that how we are? We're like, I ain't been spending no money on it, so I'm not going. And that's the thing. But at the same time, do we want people to give? But do we want people to come? Do we want people to celebrate? So it's a messed up situation we're in, because what these so-called pastors are doing, they're not distributing to the necessity of the saints. Is that, you got that one?
Nah, it's
I'll find it too. Go ahead.
Acts, but
This is what the first church was doing. When you read the book of Acts, since they like to go there. This is chapter 4, verse 32. It said, the multitude of them that believed were of one heart and of one spirit. Neither said any of them that aught of the things which he possessed was his own, but they had all things common. See that? So what they did, and I'm gonna read down, but what they did was, instead of saying, oh, I'm rich and you're not, well, that's how it is, let's all go to church. No, they had all things common. If you got it, I got it. Now watch this. It said, and with great power gave the apostles witness of the resurrected of the Lord Yahushua, and great grace was upon them all. Neither was there any among them that lacked, for as many as were possessors of lands or houses sold them, and brought the price of the things that were sold, and laid them down at the apostles' feet. And distribution was made unto every man according as he had need. When's the last time you seen your preacher throw it back in the audience?
right.
Yeah, you never see that, right? They pass around that collection plate. I was from 3 years old to 18. I never saw the pastor take a chunk of that money out and give it to the poor nigga sitting next to me.
Right.
Y'all see that?
That's what's up, man.
But
That's
the
true.
book of Acts says that you're supposed to do that. The same book of Acts that tells them nigga eat pork, right?
No, not that. That must be in some other book.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
According to them, I know what
The biblical scholars till you get to this.
Right.
Acts
They
10.
don't understand it.
Yeah, they know Acts 10, but they don't know Acts 4.
Right.
See that?
Check Romans 12. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
What verses was that?
This is Acts chapter 4, verse 32. through 35.
Read Romans 12 and 9. And then we got to get that Hebrews though. I know we went in on this one, but this was a good question. We haven't got this one in a while. We got a lot of other questions about the quasars going to other planets, but this one's a good one. Go ahead.
Romans chapter 12, verse 9.
Uh-huh.
Let love be without
Dissimulation.
dissimulation.
Uh-huh.
Abhor that which is evil.
Uh-huh.
Cleave to that which is good.
Yeah, this is I send the other one out a lot. Hate the evil, love the good. You got to start abhorring that was evil. You got to learn how to fight in your mind to know what you're doing is bringing confusion, chaos, negative, and destruction. You got to abhor evil. Go ahead.
Verse 10.
Uh-huh.
Be kindly
Affectionate.
affectionate one to another.
Go ahead.
With brotherly love.
Right.
And honor, preferring one another.
Right. So even what we're talking about, you have to be understanding that, listen, if this brother's giving, well, sometimes the brother might need. You know what I mean? The sister might need. Yeah, that brother, oh, he's helping out. But when he comes back and says, hey, bro, I need help. Can't do it for you. Well, we don't practice that here. You know what I mean? Maybe we're too much. Brothers get on me, sisters get brothers get on me. But you know, if somebody asks, and we got it, I'm like, cool. Here. Why? Because that's real brotherhood. Yeah, and I'm not saying that to boast or nothing, but I know this. A lot of times when I shut my mouth for the things we don't do, people don't understand what is the necessary thing that needs to be done. So there's a lot of things go on we don't say about it because it's like you don't want to sound like you need men's approval or you don't want to sound like you're boasting. But I'm going to tell you, a lot of people, if they live like that, they have more sincere people amongst them. They have more people that have died for the Most High and the truth if you were giving more to each other. Not just taking. You understand? Because we got a lot of that too. People just want to take. And then we say, okay, we know you don't got finances. Hand me that right there. I can't do it. God damn. I said we don't need money from you. But hand me that. I just can't reach that far. I do. But that's what we get. But you got to give and you got to receive. You understand that? Go ahead. Read out. Let me finish. Hold on. Go ahead.
Verse 11.
Uh-huh.
Not slothful in business.
Not what?
Slothful in business.
In the business of the Most High. Whatever that consists of. Go ahead.
Fervent in spirit.
Read.
Serving the Lord.
This is the goal. Serving the Lord in all these attributes taking hold of us. Go ahead.
Rejoice in hope.
Uh-huh.
Patient in tribulation.
Right.
Continuing in instant.
Continuing instant in prayer.
Right. Continuing instant in prayer. Go ahead.
Verse 13.
Uh-huh.
Distributing to the necessity of saints.
It says distributing to the necessity of the saints. So, now we understand why the rich man, when he came to Christ, he said, okay, I followed all the commandments. Oh, you're a good Hebrew Israelite. Good job. I got all my fringes on, your beard's down to your knees. What now? Go sell everything you have, give it to the poor, come follow me. Right? That's when that ain't the truth. How? You see that? So that was Christ's guidelines. You had to give it up. But that's all the way around. That ain't just for the members. That's for the pastor first and foremost. We got to be willing to give it up and lose it. Y'all understand that? What you was gonna say? What's up?
I'm sorry. When you did that, I thought about this commercial with that alligator. He couldn't.
Oh yeah, you got the alligator on.
He couldn't reach the chick, but he ate the food.
Right?
Hebrews chapter 11, verse 23.
Hebrews chapter 11, verse 23. By faith, Moses, when he was born, was hid 3 months for his parents, because they saw he was a proper child,
Right.
and they were not afraid of the king's commandment.
Right. We read about Moses this Sabbath class, showing you about his characteristics, how he was, you know, how he was humble, right? How he was faithful. Go ahead.
Verse 24. By faith, Moses, when he was come of years, refused to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter.
They ain't showed the son, the prince of Egypt, or the you know, gods of Egypt. Like, is it the gods? No, the what is it? Exodus, kings of Egypt, all that. They didn't show this. They didn't show this characteristic of Moses. You know what they show? A Moses that was still playing with Pharaoh, with his Egyptian brother, and they were having good times, and they didn't show that. He was like, nah, I'm not about y'all. I'm not dealing with y'all. Go ahead.
Verse 25. Choosing rather to suffer affliction.
He did what?
Suffer affliction.
Moses chose rather to suffer affliction. Christ chose rather to suffer affliction. Go ahead.
With the people of God.
Well, no, by himself.
With the people of God.
With his people. With his people. Are you catching it with your people? Go ahead.
Then to enjoy the pleasures of sin for a season.
Then to enjoy pleasures of sin for a season. And that's what Moses did. And the other one says, Christ, though he be rich, he was made poor for your sakes. You got it?
I got the one in Proverbs.
Proverbs? Go ahead.
That's Proverbs chapter 11 and 13 and verse 7.
Proverbs 13 and 7?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, read it.
There is that maketh himself rich, yet hath nothing. There is that maketh himself poor, yet hath great riches.
Right. Right, there you go. Seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, and all these things shall be added unto you. The other one is, that's a good one, all right? 2 Corinthians 8 and 9. 2 Corinthians 8, verse 9.
2 Corinthians chapter 8 and verse 9. For ye know the grace of our Lord Yahweh,
right?
That though he was rich.
That he was what?
That though he was rich.
Right. Christ had what? Money. He was a carpenter. His family had dough. Go ahead.
Yet for your sakes he became poor.
Yet for your sakes he wasn't sitting up in the mansions and the big houses. He came down to the ghettos and the slums. He came down to sit amongst the sinners and the publicans. Right? So, once again, what is success? What is riches? Y'all see that? A lot of brothers and sisters don't understand it. You got something else?
Proverbs chapter 11, verse 28.
Proverbs 11, verse 28. Go ahead.
He that trusteth in his riches shall fall.
Right.
But the righteous shall flourish as a branch.
Yeah, there you go. And that's the thing, that when you go back to Psalm 73, when you go back to Psalms 37, it shows you that the wicked are going to prosper. So get that out of your head. Like they was gonna go do wickedness, and next you know that they was gonna be bums in the street. You know who's gonna go through that?
Israel.
The chosen. The Most High said he chastised the one he loved. So you'll see, you know how the Most High love him? Because he whoop your butt all the down and you lose. See, he takes things from you. But the wicked, he's like, that's your side. You chose that side. Y'all get that? All right. Any other scriptures? Huh? Oh, did you finish that? Corinthians. 2 Corinthians. Finish that up real quick.
Yes, sir. 2 Corinthians.
Did we got anything else online? Go ahead. 2 Corinthians 9 and 8, was it? 8 and 9. Did you finish that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Where we got, sis?
It's more of a request. A brother in Louisiana is asking at the end of class, would you ask if anybody in Louisiana area wants to come to class here in Baton Rouge? I need consistency from people so I can get you brothers to come back down here.
Right. And I keep telling you, my sis, you can't. Listen, we've been doing this for a long lot of years. And the fact is, the Most High, He chose a certain elect. His sheep hear His voice. You know, and I know you're doing some good things. There's one sister out there that got the zeal of 1,000 mighty men. And you got to keep that zeal, sis. But know this, that maybe the Most High wants you to just worry about your spirit and you diving in right now. If they ain't showing up, like I said, y'all remember I told her a few weeks back, have them show up for 2 weeks, and then we head back out there. Well, everybody ain't gonna show up because Israel loves to talk. They praise me with their mouth, but their heart is far from me. Israelites like to talk. They'll be there for a minute, and the next you know, they'll be gone into something else. Like children tossed to and fro. So you gotta keep doing what you're doing. Keep your spirit positive. Keep your mind on the Most High. You keep tuning into class, and the people you do meet with, let them know that, you know, hey, this is what you're about. This is that life, and then let them. This is a treasure, man. We be playing ourselves. The scriptures say, "Cast not your pearls before swines." We be playing ourselves a lot. We ain't gotta beg you to come to class. We ain't gotta beg you to be here. You better be praying and begging the Most High for the word, wherever the hell you at. So, sis, don't beg them. Oh, this is a brother out there?
Yes, King. I don't know which one. I don't know who it is.
Oh, okay. All right. Oh, I thought it was a sister out there. There's a brother out there. There you go.
It's probably the other dude.
There's a brother that's probably listening in with him.
Oh, that was with him?
Yeah.
I forget his name.
Yeah, we gonna be back out there. But listen, it's only a few hours a day away. Make a trip up. Come dive in. Get a little taste of this. You know, come get in the mix. I thought it was a sister, but there you go. You got a brother sticking in there and learning and sincere. And you're gonna have the scriptures 1 out of 1,000. So you can't expect everybody, and we do. And I'm not saying keep your great spirit, keep that good spirit. Like, dang, I wish that all Israel could be saved, right? That's what Paul said, right? That's what many prophets said. But all Israel don't want to be saved. They like being nigglets. They like being on drugs, on dope, in gangs. So, you know, some people just don't want to be saved. All right. So what else? What do we got next?
This brother asked, I met a guy who said preachers get in the way of our relationship with God. Why did you call preachers gay earlier?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was testing that guy. He said to retract that question.
Retract that question. Okay. You sure?
Yeah, he tested me.
Okay. All right. Anything? What? Another one. Anybody got any questions in here? I know y'all get a lot, man. Y'all supposed to be. You know what? I don't see a lot of pen writing when these questions come out. I don't see y'all recording a lot of these scriptures. You know what I mean? Y'all gotta get these scriptures down. You gotta get, like I keep telling y'all, write the topic, write scriptures on it, then you can go back and study over those scriptures. So, all right, we got any other questions? We got a few more minutes left, y'all. Go ahead.
Khan, it says, who is JAH in Psalm 68 for?
Jah. That's talking about the Most High. That's an abbreviation for Yah, right? For the Most High. Remember, that's a bad translation. Okay, let me show you. And we're gonna look it up, but maybe we can take a picture and send it. But hand me the Hebrew, and then if y'all got a Hebrew Bible, okay. If you got a Hebrew Bible online, You can go here also and look it up. Let's see here. Yeah, no, give me the interlinear real quick. It's the big one. You guys got to get your Hebrew. We're not saying you have to be Hebrew scholars, but you got to get the basics down. And that's why the Hebrew Academy, who has a test? Let me show them a test or how much Hebrew y'all got to learn just to be a soldier in the school. And there's a lot of camps that still make them participate in the Hebrew Academy and taking the test. Not that one, the big one. It's the big brown one. Look, this is where we have the soldier's test. Oh, this is Officer 50? Well, somewhat like the soldier's test. And this is all the Hebrew they got to learn. All that Hebrew writing. They cannot pass the test. You can get everything right and try not to write the Hebrew, you don't pass the test. So what I'm trying to say is that when you come and you try to be part of the Hebrew Academy, you have to learn the basics of Hebrew. You're a dang Hebrew Israelite, right? So you need a little bit. We don't want you to go dig up the stones with Hebrew on them, like archaeologists. But we do want you to get the basics of Hebrew. Somebody took my interlinear, the big brown one. Oh, you know what? It's in my trunk, guy. Check it in there. But I just want to look that one up in Hebrew. Have y'all looked it up on your phone? See if it gives abbreviation for Yah or.
Hey, just real quick, if y'all get on the YouTube chat from our channel and you start trying to teach, for one, that don't make no damn sense. Make your own YouTube channel.
Who's that?
We having class right now. We the teachers, we teaching. If you get on there, you want to teach some other doctrine. We got Curtis Jordan on here talking about the Edomites and who he believes they are and all this stuff like that. We teach who the Edomites are. We tell you through anthropological, historical, and archaeological evidence who the Edomites are. We done did it on many videos, and it ain't up for debate. If you need any further evidence than what we done, you can watch the brother Alazar. He goes in on these cats talking about Esau's not the white man.
Is that what he's saying?
That's what's going on here. He's over there like. What I'm saying is Edomite is the yellow house Negro who would dwell in the white man's house, and his blood has mixed with all white folks.
Oh, yeah, no. Oh, you haven't been in my class. You're wasting your time. Just go ahead and block them, and that's it. That's how we deal with it in my class. We don't do that. I'm not even gonna waste my time.
Look at this class right now. If you asking a question,
yeah,
we deal with questions. That's what we've been doing the whole class. If you going on there making a statement and you think you're a teacher, pass the test that we just waved around in front of the camera. Pass the damn test. Put in your work. Put in your scholarship, and then maybe somebody will believe your ass. But until then, you ain't nobody.
Yeah, you know thousands. Forgive my brother. No, but he's right. He's right though, on the real. Yeah, like we're not getting on there. We already told y'all, don't get on the chat. We're not trying to debate you. Go on Facebook and do that. There's a lot of people like you on there.
Yeah, because we got brothers in here that put in work. They put in their works, man. They put in their works. They did their tests. That thing is a grueling test for some brothers. It takes a lot of study, a lot of effort. And for you to just jump on because you think you got a YouTube scholarship and you want to give your opinion and teach class while we teach in class is just plain out disrespectful, man. And you don't never read about that in the scriptures. So if you're going to follow the scriptures, I don't care if you Torah only, I don't care if you New Testament and Old Testament, then follow the scriptures. Don't interrupt men in the midst of their damn speech. That's what the scriptures say.
Yeah, she just block him, man. She just block him. It's easy for us. Right. So back to the back to the Hebrew. When you go into the interlinear, it says Yahweh. the whole name. But even if you go to your, Strong's? If you go to your Strong's, and it says here, Yah, it just says shortened form of the name of the Most High. Okay? JAH, that's just English. That's a bad translation. So remember, you got to look up when they say these certain words or names. It's better for you to read those in Hebrew. Then it's going to give you the correct understanding as opposed to, because they think that Jah Rastafari, his name is Jah. His name is not Jah because that's a bad translation. Properly, you want to say Yahweh, right? But when saying Yah, you knew it was the Most High. Okay? All right. So, all right. Any other questions? Yeah. Yes, sir.
In Jeremiah 5, around like 26 to about 29, I wonder who is those that will shine amongst our people. I'm thinking that's like the stars or like the basketball, football players that they say they were shining.
Jeremiah 5 verse what?
I guess around 26. Because they say they outshine the heathen or something like that. 20, Jeremiah 5.
Read 19.
Verse 19.
Uh-huh.
This is Jeremiah chapter 5, verse 19. And it shall come to pass when ye shall say, Wherefore doeth the Lord our God all these things unto us?
Uh-huh.
Then shalt thou answer them, like as ye have forsaken me, and serve strange gods in your land.
Right.
So shall ye serve strangers in a land that is not yours.
Right.
Verse 20. Declare this in the house of Jacob, and publish it in Judah, saying, Hear now this, O foolish people, and without understanding, which have eyes and see not, which have ears and hear not. Fear ye not me, saith the Lord.
Uh-huh.
Will ye not tremble at my presence?
Go ahead.
Which have placed the sand for the bound of the sea by perpetual degree.
Uh-huh.
That it cannot pass it, and though the waves thereof toss themselves,
go ahead.
Yet can they not prevail, though they roar, yet can they not pass over it.
Go ahead.
But this people hath a revolting and a rebellious heart.
Right, so it's talking about wicked Israel. It's talking about what Thahwan was just talking about. Israel got a rebellious heart. They got a rebellious mind, a revolting. Go ahead.
They are revolted and gone.
Yeah, Israel's backwards, man. Our people are backwards. Yeshaya, he went, like I said the other day, the conversation he had, you don't want to hear him teach on this subject. It's like niggas is just wicked. It's like there's a lot of, he'll tell you, Israel always screaming about how the nations and all that, but the scriptures say that Israel taught the wicked one their ways. So there's a lot of wicked Israelites too. Go ahead.
Verse 24. Neither say they in their heart, let us now fear the Lord our God.
Yeah, and that's what you got these individuals. Just like you're saying, you're trying to show this brother about standing in the character of man of righteousness, right? But these people ain't, their whole goal ain't about righteousness, peace. You know what I mean? Brotherhood, unity. It ain't about doing the right thing. It's about confusion and chaos and hatred and negative. Go ahead.
That giveth rain.
Uh-huh.
Both the former and the latter.
Right.
In his season.
Read.
And receiveth unto us the appointed weeks of the harvest.
Right.
Your iniquities have turned away these things.
Right. Uh-huh.
And your sins have withholding good things from you.
And we went over that the other day when we went over cast off. One sinner destroyed much good. Your own negative will hold back good things from you. Go ahead.
Verse 26.
Uh-huh.
From among my people are found wicked men.
Yeah, it's talking about wicked Israelites. Among our people are found wicked men. Go ahead.
They lay wait.
Uh-huh.
As he that setteth snares.
Right.
They set a trap.
Mm-hmm.
They catch men.
What level you want to take this to? From the drug dealers, the killers, the murderers? Or you want to take it to the pimps? Right? Or brothers that think they're damn pimps? They lay wait. Go ahead.
Verse 27. As a cage is full of birds, so are their house full of deceit.
Uh-huh.
Therefore they are become great and waxen rich.
Uh-huh.
They are waxing fat.
Uh-huh.
They shine. Yea, they overpass the deeds of the wicked.
Well, I just quoted it, but there it is. They overpass the deeds of the wicked. So yeah, this is talking about wicked Israelites shining in wickedness.
That's crazy.
So good scripture, good scripture. All right. All right. Do we have any other questions, y'all? We got a few more minutes left. We got anything online? What we got?
Are the descendants of Japheth part of Edom or a different nation?
They're a different nation. Japheth, that's a whole different nation. And I know it's going around Facebook now and confusing a lot of you young brothers. But the children of Edom, I just threw this up online again. Brothers was going crazy over this. I put it up there, but we got a lot of historical evidence. Send them the link. What was that show we did? No, not that one. The cable show one. Who was the undeniably evidence? Esau is a so-called white man. Send them that one. And then this is just one of the books we show you in there, and to show you that Esau is the so-called white man. This is from the book called The Apostle, and it's by this cat Shalom Ash. Sounds like a so-called Jew to me. And this is on page 626, and it says here, Rome, chicka chicka, Rome. We know the Romans are who?
The Edomites.
No, stop. Before we jump there, Romans are who?
So-called white men.
When you look at Rome, they're so-called white people, right? Rome, yeah. When you go to Alexander the Great, all the Greeks, the Romans, right? It says Rome, the city of Edom, was looked upon by the Jews as the rod which the Lord had appointed to punish Jacob for his sins. So this is a so-called white man. That's why I said this is just one. This is just one. We go through on that show, we go through a lot. What you got there?
This is classic biblical baby names. It's by white lady Judith Toby.
Uh-huh.
Esau, Esau considered a significant character in world history and the forefather of the Roman Empire.
Woo!
He about to
Hey, give me that right there. Let me see that. Where you get this? Yeah, you just had it in your library, yeah.
I bought it.
Wow. What the heck? This is dope. Well, anyway, this is classic biblical baby names, timeless names for modern parents. Judith Topia. Judith Topia, oh, of course. It says in here on page 72, it says Esau considered a significant character in world history and the forefather of the Roman Empire. That don't sound like no Arab to me. Or Japheth, or Hawaiian. Right, and she's a Caucasian. But no, listen, this is a good one right here. We got to get this one. We got to get that one right there. Here, grab that. And then this one right here. Give me the other one. Who is Esau? Who is Edom? Might as well. I'll just show you them. I ain't gonna go through all the inserts. This one right here. This book is by Charles A. Winsine. How you say that? Winsine? Weissman. Charles A. Weissman. Okay, he did this book, Who is Esau, Who is Edom. Now, let me prepare you, because he doesn't come with full truth. You know the devil's a lie. But he does a little bit tell you that the so-called Edomites, the Edomites is the so-called white man. But he says they're the Jews. So he don't come full force, but he does come with some good information on here. Okay? What else you got?
I'm gonna bury the Ashkenaz thing because I said I was gonna do it last time somebody asked this. But the 13th tribe of Arthur Kessler, and I didn't have it with me that day, but it tells you that they're not Ashkenaz either. Alright, so it says the Ashkenazim at the same period numbered about 11 million. Thus in well, I'm gonna skip down. It
So
says,
wait. Who's not Ashkenaz?
The fake Jews over there are not even Ashkenaz. They're Edomites. That's two different families.
Okay.
Alright, because and like I said, this is Arthur Kessler who wrote the book. He's one of those so-called Jews, and he wrote the book trying to show that his people are not the Jews. Alright.
We're gonna have to cut this out, and we're gonna have to snip this off at the end, and just put this video up there. That one's hard, Doc. That was hard.
Here we go. It says, there is, however, no other term to refer to the non-Sephardic majority of contemporary Jewry. For the sake of piquantry, it should be mentioned that the Ashkenaz of the Bible refers to a people living somewhere in the vicinity of Mount Ararat in Armenia. The name occurs in Genesis 10:3, 1 Chronicles 1:6, as one of the sons of Gomer, who was a son of Japheth. Ashkenaz is also a brother of Togarmah and a nephew of Magog, whom the Khazars, according to King Joseph, and they go through a lot of parentheses, so I'm going to skip the parentheses. According to King Joseph, King Joseph. Okay, here we go. Who the Khazars, according to King Joseph, claimed as their ancestors by stating, King Joseph is one of the kings of the Khazar Empire. He claimed, all right, I keep losing my place because I got one eye right now. He claimed as their ancestors by stating that he was from the line of Japheth, from the seed of Togarmah. But worse was to come. For Ashkenaz is also named in Jeremiah 51:27, where the prophet calls his people and their allies to rise and destroy Babylon. Well, basically what it's saying is that the king of the Khazars at one time, he got up and just said that they were descendants, that he was a descendant of the Ashkenaz in the Bible. So the people are not Ashkenazi Jews either. This is another thing they claim. It's another race they claimed as theirs. And when you go through the 13th tribe of Arthur Kessler, they claim they was the Rus, the Magyars, the Gauls, all these people. They claim they were everybody. Everybody they would take over, they would say they were them. Just as in the case of the Greeks, when the so-called white man came down and started dealing with the original Greeks that were there who were black, they came down and they started saying they were the Greeks.
Wow.
All right,
Because the original Greeks were black.
Javan, right?
Wow.
So we know through, again, historical evidence. We read these scholars, we read these historians of their own people. I mean, that's who I'm gonna believe. If they're a historian of their own people, I ain't gonna believe the white man concerning actual Jews.
Listen. I'm gonna say like Yeshaya said. I'm not gonna believe no so-called Negro behind his computer that went to the 10th grade. You know what I mean? And doesn't know how to read. I'm not gonna believe him.
And then watch our videos and try to debunk them.
Go to 2nd Ezra real quick, just on this point right here.
Because that was the question, was about were they Ashkenaz?
Yeah.
So no, they're not Ashkenaz. It was a claim by one of their kings at one time, just like they claim to be everybody else.
Right. Okay. All right. 2nd Ezra, what is it? Esau is in the world. Where that at? Where's that at?
2nd Ezra chapter 6 verse 9.
6 and 9.
2nd Ezra chapter 6.
Second Ezra chapter 6 and verse 9.
Go ahead.
For Esau is the end of the world.
For what?
Esau is the end of the world.
For what?
For Esau is the end of the world.
So, let's ask ourselves, who is bringing the world to an end? The Arabs? They can't even get out of a ditch over there. You know what I mean? They don't have no nukes. Because if they did, it would be the end. This is crazy as hell. It would be the end. But no, they don't have that power. It ain't the Arabs, man. Esau is the end of the world. Who has brought civilized kingdoms to an end by their democracy? Do your history. Every kingdom that the so-called white man came in with their democracy is now damn rubble. So So there's a lot of scriptures that show you who is Esau, who is the so-called white man, and Obadiah. I mean, I'm not gonna go on to it. We touched on this many times. I'm just throwing it out there for the new people, new brothers and sisters. When you go online and you start to have these knuckleheads try to confuse you, you know what? Ask them how long they've been in the truth. That's all you gotta do. All you gotta do is ask them how long they've been in the truth. All right. So what else we got? We got 3 minutes left.
There's a question on Revelations 11 and there was a question on Revelations 11 and 3. You didn't really ask a question. You just
Revelations what?
11 and 3.
Okay, let's go there. That'll finish it out. While we finished this last question, y'all. Listen, if you have any other questions, now's the time. If not, we'll be back here Wednesday. Okay, and go ahead.
This is Revelation chapter 11 and verse 3.
Uh-huh.
And I will give power unto my 2 witnesses.
Right.
And they shall prophesy 1,260 days, clothed in sackcloth.
Right. So that's talking about Judah and Israel. His 2 prophets was Judah and Israel. He was referring to them as a split kingdom, but we know that we're going to come together as one kingdom. Judah and Israel, we were going to prophesy. Okay? And that power is going to be given. We don't know when, but it's going to be given. Was that it? All right. Yeah, I posted that. Everybody's like, where's that book? Where's that book? Oh, I got to put that one up there, bro. Let me bring that over here. Let me take a picture of that. Yeah. So does anybody got any questions in here? We're going to go ahead and conclude class and let me remind y'all, everybody that is saying they're affiliated with ISBHPK, Passover is coming up. If you brothers and sisters feel that you're affiliated with us or you want to come and join us for the brotherhood, sisterhood, and the unity on the Passover, please come do it. And we are going to be having the Passover on 4/16. We're going to be celebrating the Passover on 4/16. Why? Because that's the day everybody can be off and everybody can get together. You won't have to worry about a job. We'll put it like this. If we don't see you, it's because you celebrated Easter. Or you with your wife hunting for bunnies and eggs. But otherwise, if not, you'll be at the Passover. Because 4/16 will be the Passover. Yes, sir.
That's Easter?
Easter Sunday.
It is?
That's what the calendar says. I don't know.
Ain't it like the first Sunday every month? Ain't it the first Sunday?
Yeah. So, y'all get prepared. Brothers that need garments now. Samuel, I meant to ask you too. You haven't been here. If you want a garment, get your garments together. If you're rib mixing, hallelujah. If you want to go in accordance with the camp, with the body, then we got to get these garments together, okay? And for y'all new that don't know, the scriptures tell you to dress in your best garments. So we all dress up in our best garments and we go eat the Passover in commemoration of the Passover. So, if you don't have garments, let me throw that out there again. I don't got my garment, I can't serve the Lord. No, come to the Passover. Don't try to use that weak excuse. I didn't give for the lamb, so I'm not gonna go eat. No, other brothers, if you can give. If you can't, don't worry about that. Everybody else that can give will make it sufficient for you. So remember that. That's how we got to work together.
Hey, I don't know if are we still online or?
Yeah, we're still on it.
Yeah, I don't know if I've seen this going around too. If you're a vegetarian, you still have to eat the Passover. You are still required to eat the Passover, just like us carnivores are required to eat that bitter herb. So are you required to eat that lamb, all right? Because there's going to be something in there that is going to be bitter for you. That's the whole point of it. There's going to be something in there that you don't want to partake in, but you have to because that's your sacrifice. That's what you're doing to partake in the Passover. So, vegetarian all year round, cool, but you got to partake in that Passover. All right? If the scripture said if you didn't, you was cut off from among your people. What's that?
Just a question. I know there's some people that are vegetarian. Do you have to eat like a big amount, or can you eat like a small?
You can eat a small amount.
You eat a small amount, but you gotta partake.
You
Just
gotta-
like we do with
yeah.
the herb. We're not all, we're not all vegetarians, but we still gotta take that herb
Yeah.
and chew that down and cry.
It's the Passover.
Yeah.
This is the Passover. You're going to commemorate Christ delivering us, him being the sacrifice, to partake in that lamb. All right? You know, you don't have to eat the whole lamb, but take a piece. All right? Just like we ain't going to eat all bitter herbs the whole time. All right? We be walking around popping our brains out. You know, that bitter herb is bitter, man. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. All that. Okay. All right, so what up? Anybody got any other questions? Yeah.
Yeah, I spoke to someone about that homicide. I just really don't have much.
Right. Okay. All right. We're going to let everybody know. All right. Let me see if somebody has a question here, real quick. Y'all got any questions? Anybody? Anybody online? Sis? Okay. All right. Well, if that's it, nobody got any questions. Everybody give them a salute. Say shalom, y'all. Shalom.